Guys, hooked on you dating sim because we hit that milestone a while ago. Sounds good? Nice. You even got Enigma here, who doesn't even play Dead by Daylight, but he wants to see what this one's all about. But yeah, let's get this show on the road. New file. Before we get started, what shall we call you? Billiam. I'll just go with Bill. Let's go with Billy. Seems more playful. This ought to be fun. You wake up on a beach, soaking wet, salt water stinging the inside of your throat as if you'd nearly drowned. Water falls from your mouth as you open it and gasp for air. You have no memory of how you got here. In fact, you can only remember your own name, but not where you came from, or a single fact about your life. This is where I ended up after ending D of Near Automata, or Near Replicant. Makes sense. What you do know is that, despite the outrageous beauty of the landscape around you, you feel incredibly sick to your stomach. That seawater will do that. Wow, really went down the wrong pipe, huh? You need a minute, or can you go on? Because I can give you a minute. We've got plenty of time. Endless time, really. Oh no, the entity is the narrator. An eternity, if you catch my drift. The ocean is the narrator. Wild. Whoa now, ocean. Sorry, Billy. We have the entity and the ocean. Okay, the ocean's just a character, and it's been inside of me now. Awkward. Please go on. Okay then, as I was. As I was saying. You look down at your feet, ankle deep in the crystal blue water of a newly arrived wave. As the water recedes back into the ocean, it reveals a grotesque discovery. Ew. A decomposing face stares up at you from beneath the sand. All you can do is vomit. A stream of dark bile, bugs, worms, and other ick. Questions race through your mind. Where are you? How did you get here? Who is behind this incredibly charming and well-spoken voice in your head? However, answers don't come easy. Your mind is completely blank. What will you do? We run! You turn away from the wretched sight and begin to run. The beach, it's endless. Despite how far you run, you get nowhere. Exhausted, you stop and look behind you, your footsteps erased by soft blue waves. You turn inland, and consider your lack of options, you've got no choice but to walk into the brush. However, the beauty of the beach is not shared by the darkness of the palmy woods before you. There's nothing inviting about the shadowy forest. Terror freezes you in your steps. What are you trying to run away? This is paradise. You're here to enjoy yourself, don't you know? Have a little bit of fun. Take charge of your own experience. Well, that sure was a weird... That voice again. Do oceans normally talk? Your memory isn't right, but you're pretty sure you remember learning as a child that oceans do not speak directly to people in spooky terms. Your mind doesn't have a chance to linger on any longer on your current situation as you feel something soft bump your foot. When you look down, you find a volleyball sitting in the sand there next to you. You stare down frozen. A voice calls out from behind you. Little help, please. I don't know how to do a Russian accent very well, so I'll work on the huntress as we go. You turn around, and when you see what's waiting for you, your jaw just about hits the ground. Oh, the beauty! The beauty of the killers indeed. She's got those anime eyes. They've all got kind of anime eyes. Four gorgeous monsters stand halfway between you and a well-tended volleyball court. Each of them oozes with undead energy, a magical aura reaching out and penetrating you via your eyes. Your heart begins to race. Curiosity, fear, desire. You can't help but stare at these casually dressed, let's call them killers. I don't know. Not to be judgmental, but that's the energy that they just put out there. So many competing feelings rush through your mind at once that you are completely paralyzed. Hello? There are weird days, and then there's this. All you can do is look down at the ball and back up at the monstrous lineup of, well, literal monsters. Sexy-ass monsters, though. What do you do? Let's just, give it an old kickback. You swing your foot awkwardly and strike the volleyball, sending it bouncing across the sand towards Huntress. Eee! Thank you. I've also got pizza pockets in the oven. Yes, please. Thank you. That is delicious. Rose black tea. Amazing. It doesn't make it all the way. Everyone stares at you, silently observing your unsportsmanlike shame. They must be wondering, have you ever even seen a volleyball before? That's surely what I'm wondering right now. It's not a soccer ball. What a dork. You feel so awkward that you can barely see straight, but through the haze of your embarrassment, you catch Wraith looking at you from the corner of your eye. Huntress jogs the rest of the way and grabs the volleyball, and they all turn and head back to the court. Alone again, you look across the beach at these strange residents who casually bat a volleyball back and forth, happily ignoring your intrusion onto their private beach. Should you be frightened, worried, excited? I did refer to them as killers, not to give too much away, but at the same time, damn, they are looking very appealing in their own way, and nobody so much as lifted a bloody-soaked finger in your direction. Don't be scared, Billy. You were made for this. Well, geez, if the spooky ocean voice says not to be scared, I'm sure it's all going to work out. With no good reason not to, you decide to head over and see what happens next. It seems like you've derailed the volleyball game just by showing up. You derailed the volleyball game just by showing up, nitwit. And guess you're also a nitwit. Look, it's best you just go with what Trapper says when he says it. That's a policy I hold pretty much anybody who always seems to have fresh blood on their hands. Hey, don't worry about it. It's all just a game. Existence, that is. Besides, you seem a lot more interesting than a silly game. What's your deal? Bring you here. What brings you here? You mean they're here to do more than distract from my total domination? That was Wraith. That sigh means he was done with that game too. Either that or he saw a butterfly or something. Look, I don't care what this slackjaw moron is here. I just want to know, can I kill them or not? You know you can't. At least, not yet. Oh yeah, not yet. Hey Billy, you might want to, say something. Actually, never mind. There'll be plenty of time for that soon enough. Right now, this group has some questions for you. But be warned, answer quickly and answer well. There's a timer on the questions. This is a timed quiz, and it will be very important later. Great. Time me. Very important. Or not important in any way whatsoever. Probably that one, can't remember. How attractive would you say you are? Average. I'm pretty average, I think. Just another face in the crowd, another normal, meaningless life in an end. Oh wait, sorry, this is Spirit. Just another face in the crowd, another normal, meaningless life in an endless cycle. I think you're I think you're quite cute myself, like a chipmunk or a grizzly bear. If you could have any superpower, what would it be? Flight. Flight sounds pretty cool. Flight for sure. Technically, I suppose I can fly, honestly. It's not all that it's cracked up to be. As far as I go, I'm still not where I want to be. What was your best subject in school? Between these two, it was probably history. History? Nice. It's important to know what came before so that we are not doomed to repeat humanity's mistakes. I mean, we will anyways, but still. What is your favorite animal? Mustelid? What the hell's a mustelid? We're going with dogas. Dog. You'd look absolutely adorable in a little puppy mask. What is your favorite color? I can't see any of these. I'm colorblind. Let's go with blue, because I can actually see that one a little bit. Blue. Blue isn't... Blue isn't good for productivity. Makes people want to be lazy. What is your dream job? Not working at all. That's kind of what a streamer's like, right? If we get to do what we want, really, why work at all? It takes a lot of courage to break free from society's expectations to climb the ladder. Only she could spin laziness into some kind of grand crusade. These damned millennials. Best flavor of ice cream. Horse flesh. Good God. I actually prefer vanilla over chocolates in most situations. Vanilla. My favorite flavor is pain. Same. Same here. Mine is vanilla, swirled with pain. I think mint chip is a great flavor, ever conceived myself. But enough about ice cream, am I right? Hold on a second, that reminds me. I am right, always. It's a lesson you should learn before we go too much further. Do what I say if you want to survive. Pick mint chip. We're teaching lessons now, narrator, you rascal. Kill or be killed is the rule of the island, even for faceless voices. Tell me, what's the best flavor of ice cream? Let's go ahead and go with the narrator then, shall we? The best flavor is, mint chip. I have pizza rolls.
Oops.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I just meant there's...
Help yourself. If you want them after this, finish them. So obedient. Huh? Huh? After you have some. I think you're gonna do just fine. Anywho, now that they know so much about you, I'm sure the group wants you to start getting to know them. Bun says hi. I'm Trapper. I pretty much run things around here. I'm the smartest, richest, strongest person on this whole island. I don't like losers. If you want to know what a loser is, say hello to Wraith. Hi, I'm Wraith. I'm nothing like everyone else. I like nice people and loathe big dumb idiots. Hi, what's up? I'm Spirit. I don't like most things. I don't really hate most things either. It's not worth my time. But the things I do hate, I really hate, you know? Based on my personal observation, life is nothing but suffering and society is carefully calculated lie to keep everyone subservient to those in power. It's better to choose to just not take part. Geez, it's like she was downright murdered by society. She hates it so much. Oh no, wait. I'm remembering Spirit's story now. That's almost exactly what happened. Hi, I'm Huntress. Don't let these bummers get you down. There's a lot of fun to be had on the island, along with lots of love. Yeah, there is, if you know what I mean. Grow up. Grow a body! I've explained this 1,000 times. I'm dead, but I'm not a literal ghost. I just create a trail of fog. I'm not made of it. Whatever, fog boy. Fog buddy. Sorry. That's not nice. He is not nice. You love it. Only sometimes. Ew, really? That's disgusting. That's why she likes it. Don't speak for me. I also hate it. Stop speaking entirely, actually. For the first time ever, I agree with Wraith. Let's move on, otherwise they'll do this all day. Besides, if I know this crew, and I do, they'll want to show off soon enough. If we're done playing, let's do something else instead. Wow, for once I actually agree with the meathead. I say we go to my yacht. It's the massive boat dock nearby. I'll give everyone a taste of a true luxury and power. Wraith rolls his eyes. Don't mind him. He just hates fun and happiness. No, I hate endless, desperate, soul-crushing pursuits of wealth, the way it's flaunted needlessly, and the cruelty it engenders. What about hanging out by the pool? I find the water calming, simple, beautiful. Triple cheese pizza rolls. Hey, what about our volleyball game? We can exercise and have some fun as a group. Are you all serious? There's a perfectly good lounge to chill out right here. I'm tired, and besides, I hate being in the sun. Where do you want to go? Where do we want to go, chat? Or do you just want me to go ahead and choose everything? What's going on, Stevens? You entered some memery and debauchery. Combo are good, but Brittany doesn't like pepperoni or sausage, so we went triple cheese. Spirit is spot on. Let's go with the lounge then. Oh no, not the yacht! Not the yacht! I don't want to go to the yacht! Perfect! You obviously have a modicum of taste and good judgment. Fuck! Fuck! This is like the last one I wanted to do. Fuck! Yo, Sesha, what's up? At least I hope you do. Guess we'll find out. Worst case, we'll find out how strong your bones are, how heavy you are to pick up and throw, and how fast your lifeless body sinks. Should be pretty chill day regardless. Oh my. Claudette, she's so cute. Hold on. For just one moment. This is Dwight and Claudette, our activities coordinators. They're also cooks, waiters, bartenders, janitors, and every other job. Oh, we do have save, don't we? They're the only help remaining on the island. This place we call Murderer's Island. Cue dramatic musical flourish. None of the others survived. Ahem. Survived the interview process, I mean. Right, guys? Right, guys? Hence why we shall heretofore refer to them as survivors, with a capital S. These two have worked here a long time. So very long. I don't actually know how long it's been. So anyway, I should probably let Dwight and Claudette do their mandated jobs. They sure look happy, but they're vibrating with a nervous energy that is starting to give me the creeps. We will now escort the group to the venue of your choosing. However, in the future, we recommend waiting for us to present you with the options whenever possible, and don't just run off to various activities unsupervised. I can go full Macho Man if you want me to, Jake. I can totally do that. We don't have much autonomy around here. At least you can do is allow us to do our job. Mostly. The most you can do is help us get off this island. Dwight? Yes, pardon me. Please, follow us. Hey, narrator. Yes, something I can help you with. These two, Claudette and Dwight. Did they just start to mention something about wanting to escape? Is escape an option? Should I be trying to escape? Escape them! Oh, no. I think you're mistaken. It seemed Dwight was asking for help to get off the island, though. Oh, right, yeah, yes, that is true, he was. But he just meant that he wants to get to the other vacation island getaway, a couple of miles south from here. It's a much fancier accommodation than this island. It's one of those big corporate outfits, quite exclusive, where all the famous celebrities hang out. Very luxurious. Doesn't quite have the charm that this island has, though. Trust me, you wouldn't want to go there. With all that money comes a lot of restrictions. This is where you belong. Now, off you go. It's time for an activity on this island. Your decisions matter mostly. When I agree with them. Not like that other island. So what'll it be? Okay, I actually want to go to the lounge. There we go. We saved it. Because I really didn't want to go to the yacht with the trapper. He makes me so uncomfortable, too. Finally, freedom from the preposterous premise that the four of us would be engaged in some sort of thrilling 2-on-2 volleyball match. Spirit looks at you from beneath her gigantic sun hat. She takes a conspiratorial tone. I don't know whose idea volleyball was in the first place, but I hate them. I tried to feign a sprained ankle, but everyone knows that I technically float above the ground, so nobody believed I was even putting any pressure on my joints in the first place. Then I tried to annoy everybody by not giving a crap. And then that didn't work. I tried whining. And when that didn't work, I threatened to kill every single person on the island. But it turns out I'm not the first to toss those kinds of threats around on this island. So, thanks, I guess, for getting it called off. She's so cute, though. She's low-key adorable. Are we threatening to end each other again? Now it's Dwight who takes you on a conspiratorial tone, his eyes shifting as he slips into a loud whisper. Please, just make it quick. Is, what you'll be saying when you get behind the bar to make a drink for your drink of your dreams. Hilarious, right? Right, Dwight? Yeah, right. So, what do you be having? Sangria, I cannot handle because of, sangria vom. I'll probably be most likely to go with the Scotch on the rocks. On a day like today, I could use something strong. Scotch on the rocks. Claudette uncorks a very expensive-looking bottle of top-shelf liquor and pours you a glass. Do enjoy! Who would drink that? Smells like kerosene. Oh yeah, you need to embrace the burning. The burning? It's funny, because Wraith was burned to death. Oh yeah! Why would you embrace that? Burning, that is. Wraith stifles a sob. No, I can't even think about it. Well then, don't. No skin off my back, you weirdo. Come to think of it, strong, expensive. Better to longer you leave it locked in the basement. Scotch is the best. Oh no, I'm just appealing to Trapper on every sense and I hate it. No. So do you guys like my Macho Man impression, or do you want me to go back to the other meathead impression that I was doing? I thought Wraith was burned since like he had the wax over his head and stuff. I thought he crushed his boss in a compactor. I don't know the lore very well. Anyway. Trapper, stop looking at me with hungry eyes, please. Trapper guzzles half the bottle and burps. It'd be disgusting if it wasn't so. No, disgusting is exactly what it is. Since we've fulfilled your requests, it's time for you to return the favor. I should have known there was a catch. He did crush his boss. Icebreaker time! I swear, had I known they'd pull this kind of faux enthusiasm community building crap, I'd have suggested we attempt to walk to the lowest point of the ocean before I ever set foot near this bar. You don't think it could be kind of fun? A little fun? Never mind, I hate it, this sucks. But it could be fine, or whatever you say. Has anyone seen my hat? I've literally never seen him in a hat. If we must make small talk, I'm at least picking a topic before we end up forced to do some lame improv game that nerds learn at their non-sports after-school activities that I definitely never did because I'm no nerd. Methinks a certain someone doth protest too much. Sitting here on a beautiful sunny afternoon, warm sand between the cool fog beneath my severed feet. The topic I choose is books, novels, comics, fiction, or non. Reading is the only real escape from the inescapable horror of life. The escape into your own mind. A groan rolls through the crowd. Not a lot of readers here, I'd imagine, based on that response. They were much more enthusiastic about the drinking. Considering the situation we're in, it seems an appropriate time to ask you, Billy, what kinds of desert island? What's your desert island book? Desert island book. The one book you'd bring if you were, well, on an island like this. Oh, and it has to be classic horror for reasons that should be obvious. She means because this is an island of horror villains, and also books are all in the public domain. Nothing too modern. Humanity has really gotten soft these past 100 years. So what's your favorite? I am a big fan of Dracula. The original Dracula. It's kind of sexy, kind of scary. It's got all the good stuff. Frankenstein's a close second. Never been the biggest fan of Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. Although I do appreciate the duality of man that book does bring forward. Let's go with Dracula. Dracula is one classic that still scares me. To be seduced by some beautiful stranger, only to learn later on they are an immortal villain. It's downright thrilling. Well, I guess I was going to say that despite the deviant behavior of Dracula and the threat of possible danger or even death that he poses, you can't help but be turned on by the liberation of from the status quo that he represents. Same here. Yeah. So what if some old doctor says he's a bad boy? You're supposed to reek like garlic and sleep alone? Who did they think would buy into that? If you're going to be trapped in a nightmare that is undead life eternal, which I know a little something about, you could do a lot worse than great clothes, a castle, and a lover who doesn't take shit from anyone. The scariest part of Dracula is thinking that no one will ever be quite as interesting to make love to as a vampire. Enough about these old stories that belong to someone else. I think it's time you make up some new stories of your own. Before you know what's going on, Huntress is waving an empty vodka bottle in the air, a devilish twinkle in her half-mask covered eyes. Might I suggest something a little naughty? Yes. Let all get in a circle and play spin this dad boy. Bad boy. That was a Freudian slip. Jesus. Where did this guy come from? Why is Trickster here and why is he abbed the fuck out? Because it's Trickster. Go. Go. Shoo. Great idea. Trickster, isn't it a bit late to introduce a new character? I thought I was the one who gets to make the rules, so I'm not sure who I'm asking. But I wasn't ready for this. Well, hello! And who is this new fan in the waiting? Beat it, heck! I don't know. What's the harm in inviting one more person to join the circle of a 4-hour game? Oh, I can't stay, but just saying it's a great idea, while also teasing the secret Trickster ending. I've got much better things to do than hang out here. I'm famous. Toodaloo! The rules are simple. First you spin, then you swap spit. That's it. But let's be clear, this ain't no peep show. We're here to have a good time, but in a classy way. All while making out. Well, all makeouts will happen out of view of the public eye. Real romantic-like. Yes, romance is the goal. So we'll all be waiting here in complete silence, trying to listen in and use our imaginations while you make out on the other side of the bar, but not watching. Like adults. Romantic, well-adjusted adults. Billy, you're up! You grip the bottle in your hand and put your fate in the hands of the empty bottle gods. Minigames consist of 2 parts. On top, a pointer which rotates in a clockwise direction. And on the bottom, a target you're going to be pointing at. This here upcoming minigame is a special minigame, perfect for the less coordinated because there is no winning or losing. Well, not technically. Wherever the pointer stops, that's your result. I suppose if it doesn't stop where you want it to, that's a bit like losing, but no one has to know if you don't tell them. Okay, ready to play? Or would you like me to repeat that? Let's go ahead and save, shall we? Let's go. Ready. Away we go. Spin the bottle to see who you're gonna smooch. And we're going with Huntress. You got the Huntress. You two are meant to be. I almost got Trapper. I almost got Trapper. Psych! You have to actually spin multiple times to get. Oh no! First time to get 3 is your true match. That's how we play hardcore spin the bottle on this here island. Now, get your spin on! Great. Okay, we got a spirit. Ah, Trapper, no! And we got, okay, Wraith. So everybody's got 1. Wraith again, okay. Huntress again. And Huntress a 3rd time! Okay, I can deal with Huntress. As long as it's not any of those choices other than Trapper, I can handle. You got Huntress. Huntress is your true match. Ooh. Just this morning, you were waking up on a strange beach surrounded by strangers with murderous intent. Now you're looking across a beach towel at Huntress, lust in her eyes, sweat glistening on her skin. Your heart races. You can feel your pulse pounding in your ears. Huntress takes you by the hand, and you sit face to face at the private section of the bar. She begins to reach for you, putting her hands on your shoulders. You're sweating, but not in the sexy way she is. You're sweating in the gross way you'd sweat at an interview for a job you're not even remotely qualified for. You don't know what to do. If you try to lock lips in this state, you might gross her out so completely that she'll never be able to look at you romantically again. Huntress, I'm sorry, but I can't kiss you right now. What? You're relieved, but also a little hurt? It's not you. Well, it is you, but in a good way. I think you're great. Maybe too great. I don't trust easily, and I'm afraid what might happen. I'm afraid what it might mean to connect you so early. It's not that I don't want to. It's just I don't think it's the right thing to do right now. I understand. Amazing! But also understand this. If you tell anyone I go soft, I'll break you in half, okay? I'll tell them you almost chewed my whole face off. Oh, I like that. I hate to break up such a passionate moment. That we only assume was passionate because we never spy on you constantly while you stay on this island. But dinner is being served right away, and we must insist that you join us. We wouldn't want anyone dying of starvation when there are so many more interesting things to die from. They are creeps. Seems like the next activity is mealtime? How quaint. You appreciate the Dwight nerd voice? Good. I'm trying really hard to make everybody feel unique. Also, hopefully me popping the occasional pizza roll isn't bothering anybody either. You were expecting what? Capture the flag. Do you know how complicated it is to run a game like that? Much more so than sitting and talking. You arrive at the cookout area and find an assortment of picnic tables scattered around. What were you expecting? Some kind of grand hall with a huge banquet table? This ain't some prestige fantasy epic like you'd find on a cable. Dwight and Claudette usher you to your seat, but there's very limited seating directly around you. And oh great, terrific! It seems that everyone wants to sit next to you. Even better is that they don't want to sit next to certain people either. To start, no one wants to sit next to Trapper. Meanwhile, he refuses to sit next to Wraith or Trickster. Oh yeah, Trickster's here. Surprised? Yeah, well, they don't call him Expected Stir. I'm sorry, even I get nervous around crowds of killers. And my whole shtick gets a little flustered. Hey there! You're looking good, Billy. Real good. I like how his baseball bat's an inflatable. And we literally can't let Huntress and Traptor sit together. No, seriously, their arms are too big. They can't even fit at the table side by side. Look at this. We can't even fit everyone on screen at the same time. You probably think it was an error, but it's not. It was completely intentional. Let this be a lesson to you. Every error you think you see is a great choice. Got that? Okay, Dwight and Claudette are directing traffic. You sit on one side, and the rest of them will sit on opposite you. Huntress and Trapper can sit at the ends with their enormous, sexy arms. Now that everybody is seated, we can begin dinner. Tonight's meal was prepared slowly and carefully with both love and hate for 12 hours over spit. We hope you all enjoy. We really, really hope you do. Hey, you didn't actually tell us what you're serving. What are we eating? It's meat. Seasoned with a specific number of special herbs and spices that we simply can't divulge. Ooh, my favorite. Meat is good, yeah? Meat is murder. Which you know, considering what you've been up to. Who are you trying to get judgy? Who are you to get judgy now? I'm just sharing facts. You need to murder something to eat its meat. And so that's technically true. Technically true, but is the best kind of true. Okay, enough yapping, let's eat. Hey Billy, you thinking what I'm thinking? There's gonna be a person on that spit, right? Or several parts of overlapping people, perhaps. I haven't seen many pigs wearing palm tree button-down prints, you know. When you look closely at the spit, you spot what definitely appears to be scraps of fabric sandwiched between some of the layers of meat. I think I may be sick. Is there anything else to eat but meat? This took 12 hours! And we do literally everything on this island. Actually, there's one thing you're not doing today. You're not carving up this delectable meal. Wow! He's right for a change, because I am with my broad axe. It's the perfect tool for easily chopping anything in twain. First, who says twain? Sometimes I swear it's like we're all from a completely different historical era. Second, I'll handle this with my cleaver. Fast, powerful, and clean. At least it's clean when the meat is cooked. No blood. Ugh. You two are ridiculous. You two and your ridiculous bicep swinging contest. Enough. Grow up. Obviously, my gorgeous katana is the only option. Obs. Ooh, the hell is that? Oh, I'll show you both my katana and send you to actual hell if you'd like. Please stop, please. I hate when we're fighting or talk. Or even when we look at each other in the eye. I can do it. I have my skull of Azarov. Great! Instead of slicing it up, you can club it to a second death. Hey Billy, I know this isn't what you want to eat, but hurry up and volunteer. Hurry up and volunteer to carve up Felix. Felix? It's Felix, not Felix! I mean dinner. Why Felix? Otherwise, this will go on for hours. No hyperbole. They once argued over who had the most effective weapon for 72 hours straight. And it doesn't matter which one does it. When they're done, they will all take even longer cleaning their weapons, all while explaining the value of maintaining your tools. Despite being a bunch of cold-blooded killers, for some reason they're always terrified of tetanus. Hey, why don't you just let me carve up dinner? Splendid idea. We'd hate for this to go cold. He hated when it got cold. Here's a machete, freshly sharpened. Minigames consist of 2 parts. On top of, okay. Sometimes the target is immediately visible, sometimes it's hidden until the pointer arrives. Press the spacebar to stop the pointer while over the target to win. Fail to land on the target and you will lose. Okay, this is a perfect opportunity for another save. To achieve a perfect success, land on the start of the target, not the end. Are you ready to play, or would you like me to repeat? Ready. Ready. Away we go. Slice. Does that count? Perfect! Yes! It's like skill checks. Perfect. Perfect! Perfect! Oof. Not bad. That was pretty good. I'd like to see what you could do with a less clumsy weapon. Yeah, I said it. Machetes are dumb. As long as she's not insulting tridents or pitchforks, we're in business. Aw, thank you, Izzy. Dinner is finally served. For real. The sounds, especially coming from the masked killers while they eat, which involves lifting up their masks and shoving food behind them, are nasty. Spirit, meanwhile, doesn't even eat. She's the only one who seems to really be embracing being dead. They're all dead, right? This is obviously hell, I mean. Come on, we're still trying to be mysterious here. You think mystery comes easy? Claudette and Dwight aren't the only ones who've been working their asses off to make this night perfect. Well, at least they're lifting their masks. There is only 99% as disgusting as it could be if they just tried to mash stuff through there. Jake, you're not wrong. That's why I always take steak out. Spirit, why aren't you hungry? The two best things about being dead is not having to eat. That's only one. Thinking about it, Billy, number two is no number two. One less thing to think about in the afterlife. So if you don't eat, you don't poop. Good to know. Even if I wanted to eat, I have no idea what would actually follow. You might have noticed, but I'm mostly just a bunch of dismembered body parts floating in a spectral form. Do you see how deep this cut on my abdomen is? I don't think my digestive tract connects anymore. Between the food and the behavior of this group, this might be the worst meal in history. And even worse, they're staring at you. You're not eating. They don't like that. I think they want an explanation why. What do you want to tell them? Let's go the cute dits route, shall we? Everybody likes a cute dits. Let's just feign that we've been staring at the seagulls and now our food's cold, so we don't want it. Wow, you ever seen seagull this big? I haven't. It's incredible. Anyways, what were we talking about? They misdirect. Yeah, she's right, Billy. Pretty lame. Own who you are. Never compromise. Didn't you wash up on this island with no memory of who you are or how you got here? Yes, you did. Poor thing. You have no idea of the last time you ate a real meal, and you've been standing in the sun. But the seagull. Uh-oh. He just made a lot of good points. I swear. You're beginning to feel lightheaded. It waved at me. Maybe you need to eat to survive here. Either that or someone poisoned you. No, wait, you haven't eaten, so you can't be poisoned. Whatever the answer, you clearly are about to pass out. Oh, hey, it's me again. Your friend, mentor, and guide. Narrator to the narrator, the ocean. Not sure how I feel about that characterization, but I'll allow it. I brought you into this world, and I might be the one who can help you out now. There's only one thing you must do to survive. You have to figure out why you're here. No one can tell you. Not unless you follow the right path. Or at least a right path. That's what I'm going for, actually. Wonderful job, Jake. There's too many things. There's too many of those to count. Hopefully you pick at least one of them. You know, because we all float here. Time to float. Because there are even more wrong paths. Many of them lead to your demise. Others lead to something even worse. Starting scenes over and having to fast forward back to where you were, am I right? For this place to hold many secrets, even from itself. But the one that truly matters can only be learned if you answer the most important question. Why are you here? Why are you here? Answer that and you'll learn the truth. The ultimate truth. Vague, mysterious. I gotta give it up to the ocean character. That's some quality early game storytelling. You wake up to find Spirit holding your limp body, gingerly pouring cool water into your mouth. Don't you just love the ocean at night? I do. Staring out over the vast darkness, Rouge. Staring out over the vast darkness of the ocean really validates the feelings inside me that we're all truly insignificant. And that only things worth pursuing is revenge. I have to wonder, how could anyone believe anything else? You look out into the darkness of night and ponder her question. Well, it's a simple question. How could they? How could anyone not feel small and alone in the face of such massive nothingness? Thank you, Jake. Thank you. I can't save. Can't save, because we're in a question. Awkward. You've always been alone. Maybe it's Spirit's words, maybe it's the ocean, or maybe it's always been this way, but you suddenly feel connected to Spirit's words. I may not remember much about my life before, but there's one thing I know to be true. I've always been alone, and I always will be alone. Spirit has turned from looking at the ocean and is looking directly at you. It's a funny idea, isn't it? Being alone. Together. It's the best we can hope for. Maybe. Or maybe it's too much to hope for. Maybe it's impossible to pretend we know anything. Is that just arrogance? Ugh, I was so dumb. So busy trying to please everyone, to be perfect, be the perfect student, the perfect employee, the perfect daughter. I didn't take care of myself, and now I'm all I've got. Worst of all, I got distracted from my true promise, my destiny, the purpose that was sitting inside me my whole life. Okay, so this might sound a bit silly, but... Spirit looks around to see if there's anyone else on the beach. When she's convinced that it's only you two, she continues. There's a dragon that lives inside of me. I've always known, but I've tried to ignore it. When I couldn't ignore it, I tried to push it down. I'm so stupid. You're not stupid. That sounds badass. Right? But I didn't let it out, and then I, chop, chop. And now that dragon is pretty much a one-track revenge beast. But enough about me. What's inside you, stranger? Oh man, we went the edgy route. We went the edgy route. Are we gonna turn ourselves into a fix-me boyfriend? Is that what we're going for here? We're giving off fix-me boyfriend energy vibes and the spirits into it. I can fix him energy. Yeah, let's go with nothing but darkness. I'd kill to have a dragon. Maybe not the best choice of words. I mean, a dragon sounds awesome, but honestly though, I don't feel like I've got anything inside me at all. Just darkness. Never-ending darkness. And here I thought Spirit was the biggest goth on the island. Goth on the island until you arrived. Nice. Perhaps I could light a torch and search through that darkness. Just as things are really heating up, you hear a flurry of footsteps behind you, and you quickly spin around, ready to fend off whatever new danger has popped up on this strange island. Only to find out that it's Dwight and Claudette sprinting across the beach, clipboards in hand, which they're waving in the air above their heads. It's very important that we stick to the itinerary and attend each event as scheduled. Playing sick for cute flirt points was not part of this evening's activities. That's strictly slotted in for after campfire story time, and at this rate we'll be late. Playing sick? No, I actually passed out. No time for excuses. Well, there is, but that's scheduled for after what comes after the flirting. Go, 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 go! Once everyone is gathered at the fire pit, Dwight and Claudette quickly make an announcement. We're not going to blame anyone in particular, but someone, and we're not going to say who, so don't worry, you hasn't been sticking to the schedule. That means we're behind on time for evening activities. And we'll only have time for one person to share their spooky nighttime story. Just one story? But story time is my favorite activity. This is a narrative-heavy experience. You're telling us that only one person gets to share? How will we decide who? Oh, great. We have to decide as a group. That never goes well. Whoever did this, step up now! I swear I won't be angry. I'll merely chop your head clean off. No fuss, no muss. Voice trembling, you realize this is probably it for you, but you embrace your fate. Sorry, everyone. I think they're talking about me. To be honest, I still don't understand how this whole schedule thing works. I guess I lost track of time while I was, passed out. Been there before. Even though it takes some pressure off of me, which is an absolute dream come true, is it really fair to pick on the newbie? Seriously, has anything here ever happened on schedule even once? Damn it, Donald! If you try to flex that authority gimmick one more time, so help me, I'll snap your head so clean and then I'll drown in your blood, Cynthia! Fuss and must banner back on. You two know I love hack, slash, and slice. We all know you love to kill. It's almost all you talk about. Nobody named any names. Who even knows any names? Not us. I renounce my name. Who's Donald? Who's Dwight? Who even knows anymore? Call me nobody. But we still gotta get started on story time. Billy, who do you think should go? Ah, damn it, that's a name. Oh. Please pick somebody quickly so that this tropical vacation doesn't turn into a bloodbath. Well, we've kind of been going down the spirit route, so let's continue with the spirit route. I choose you, spirit. I did notice that. I'm glad I noticed so I can keep the voice up. Rose tea. Whoa, whoa! This entire experience is being carefully crafted to avoid an IMP infringement lawsuit. Let's be careful with the catchphrase, will ya? Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all! Next time I gotta say it like Ash Ketchum. Really? You want to hear from me? The spirit huffs and dramatically rolls her eyes as she gets to her feet in front of the campfire. Don't let her talk you out of it. She's great with ghost stories. I don't know where she gets it, but she comes up with the scariest stuff. Seriously disturbing. Even to me. And I literally pulled a guy's skull out and spine out with my bare hands. Talk about bullshit stories! If everyone else is going to chit-chat, I guess I can just sit down and... Huntress's eyes go red behind her mask. Trapper and Wraith take their seats. They know when it's worth fighting and when it's not. Excuse me. Well, I hate to break it to you, but tonight's story isn't scary. It's a romance. Too late now, though. I was selected, and so I'm going to tell my story. I call it The Prisoner's Kiss. You notice that Huntress and Wraith are both sharing a giant tub of popcorn. Nobody offered you popcorn. It was a dark summer night. Warm rain seeped from the sky like blood from an old wound. Detective Hoda, a celebrated investigator and renowned hostage negotiator, was called to the scene of a strange occurrence, unlike anything she had seen before. When she arrived, the scene was chaotic. Crowds had begun to gather. A dozen other officers were doing everything they could to keep curious onlookers away. But how could anyone resist wanting to know more? For there, in the middle of the busy market, had appeared a giant box, strange, alien in its appearance, a massive in size. No one knows how it got there. Was it delivered, built on site? In such a busy area, how could something like that just appear? A mystery. But it was as if it was conjured by magic. But this was no illusion. The huge box was very real, and someone was trapped inside. Spirit paused her story to look from face to face of each of her audience members. She has no expression, but you feel her vibrating with energy. She is in her element. Help me! Cried someone inside the box. It was a man, terrified, trapped in prison, his voice trembling. By now, it was if every detective in the city was there, looking this strange structure up and down, inspecting it on every side. It didn't make sense. There were no doors, no windows, no fasteners or seams. It was completely solid and much too heavy to move by hand. Solid, that is, except for a single small slit, just enough to see the bloodshot eye of the prisoner trapped inside. I don't know what happened! I woke up, and here I was! I'm so scared, please help me! Cried the man, as if pleading for his life. No stranger to tense situations, Detective Hoda comforted the man. She used her training to calm him and buy time for the other investigators. However, time did not bring clarity, only anxiety, as this night dragged on with no progress of opening the box. And as the night grew longer, the seeping rain puddling to the ground, the man inside grew more desperate, more sad and lonely, more pathetic and in need of help. But Detective Hoda was no help at all. Powerless to save him, guilt began to weigh on her, like it never had before. Don't let me die in here, the man begged. Don't let me die alone. Stay calm, instructed Detective Hoda. You're fine. You're not alone. I'm here. Hell, half the town is here. We're all in this together. And won't let this be the end of your story. Looking through the narrowest of passageways, Detective Hoda watched her own reflection in the tear-filled eyes of the strange, sad prisoner. Together, they both wept in silence at the hopelessness of the moment. Promise, asked the man. Promise that I'm not alone. Yes, she promised. I do. A simple pledge. She felt an instant connection like she had never felt before. Not to her family, not to her friends, not to any other of the other hostages she had worked so hard to free before. And so, when the man's eyes closed and backed away, it didn't scare Detective Hoda, for she knew he would return, and he did, pressing his lips up to the narrow slit in this horrible puzzle box, repeating his question again, steam flowing from his mouth as he asked, Promise! Promise that I'm not alone. Yes, she promised. I do promise. And pressing her palm against the cold outside of the box without truly knowing why, Detective Hoda leaned forward and placed her own lips on the opening, letting her breath creep into the strange structure, allowing her warm lips to fall on this man's. It was a gentle kiss, a moment of compassion. She could feel in this brief contact the beating of her heart, pulsing blood through every inch of her body, matched beat for beat with this soft touch. Thank you, said the man, no trace of remaining fear in his voice, and he backed away into the darkness, disappearing in a single moment of eerie calmness. Get back! Yelled an officer, suddenly thrusting himself between Detective Hoda and the box, breaking a silence that would soon be filled with a cacophony of whirring gears and clinking latches, a symphony of mechanical activity happening all at once. Something had triggered, as if an unseen lever pulled, and the side of the giant box began to slide open. Detective Hoda gripped her flashlight tightly and pushed forward into the foggy interior of the box. Her feet splashed in the puddled rainwater, her heart racing as she swept her light from side to side. And that's when her eyes landed on the man, or at least landed on what should have been him. There, in the corner of the box, was a pile of pieces, like parts of a doll, almost pulled apart, or perhaps that's just how Detective Hoda had to think of him in this moment to survive. A collection of segments, limbs, pieces, disconnected from one another, cleanly severed and placed in a neat little pile. And atop that pile ahead, cold, pale, eyes open, lips icy blue. Spirit stares at the fire, her own expression lifeless, her lips blue, tears falling from her chin and soaking into the sand. You're blown away by the story, and it's safe to say you're not alone. Everyone else is looking into the fire, or up at the sky, anywhere but at Spirit. It was you who chose her, you who initiated this harrowing tale. So sad, so creepy, so sensual. She really went into great detail when it came to describing that kiss, too much detail, and now no one is sure to act. Dwight and Claudette staring daggers at you. You have to do something. This game was supposed to be a lighthearted romp. Please, I said do something. Start a slow clap. Cool story. Cool story, bro. Oh, God. Let's stand up and say nothing but hug her. You stand up and without saying anything approach Spirit, reaching your arms around her for a hug. Her robe, hovering in the air, begins to wrap itself around you and squeeze you into her. It's kind of like being hugged back, but also like being tied up. It's certainly not what you expected. Instinctually, you pull yourself away, but it's an awkward movement and you nearly fall over into the fire. Spirit says nothing and floats away without so much as a goodbye. You, meanwhile, realize everyone had just watched this truly strange interaction from the corner of their eyes. On that note, everyone decides it's time to take a break and split up for a little bit so that they can all have a moment alone before bed. Everyone leaves and you're alone by the fire. The only thing you hear is the ocean slowly lapping against the shore. This is nice. A true moment of peace and tranquility that lasts for all of 7 seconds because Trickster shows up and he's blaring his latest song. Hey baby, you look lonely. Mind if I join? He doesn't wait for an answer. I know you've been hearing from these guppies all day. I want you to hear something from a big fish like me. Something special those in charge of this island don't want you to hear. I am the ultimate catch of this island, the only lobster in an ocean of sardines. No one can give you what I can. You just have to find me. Come find me, baby. Trickster leaves. You're a bit confused about what to make of this cryptic clues, but you aren't going to get any time to yourself to think about them just yet. Oh, man. Spirit approaches you. You know, I was watching you while I told my story. I could tell it was having an effect on you. This fog that follows around me. I could feel you breathing heavily, taking me in. You and I are both absolutely flabbergasted at this piece of information. Legit, you learn something new every day, even when you're a god. I mean, narrator. You're doing it again right now. You need to calm down. You should come to the hot tub with me. You being in the hot tub with the spirit? You've come a long way in a single day. I'm not saying you shouldn't follow her. An offer like that. Just don't forget our little talk. We do need to figure out why we're here. You and your storyteller friends slip into the water. It's just the right temperature for an evening dip. Plus, if some jealous shark comes along and manages to jump you from the ocean into the pool, you're also pretty sure your killer companion could handle them. I just want to be totally clear. Even though the story that story bore some similarity to my life, it was not about me in any way, shape, or form. Not symbolically, not metaphorically, not any otherically. I believe you completely. Sure, you were just cut into pieces in your life, and so was the person in the story. A perfectly normal coincidence. Sure, you're on this island, trapped one might say, in a most puzzling place. Also, a completely regular coincidence. And sure, his lips were blue, your lips are blue. Meh, meh. Really? You'd call this blue? I don't know, I'm colorblind. We picked blue as our favorite color! Big brain, big brain! Searching for answers, hoping to find revenge! Okay, so the similarity stops there, I guess. Coincidences. Sorry, the coincidences. Get this through your head, whoever you are. Samurai blood runs through my veins. Or well, maybe it is coagulated by now. No need to sweat the details. Regardless, I'm a descendant of noble warriors. Thousands of years of training with bladed weapons preceded my entrance into this world. Do you know how many swords that is? A lot. You've got to figure that with that many sharp edges, a person is bound to get disconnected from a body part here and there. The truth is, and I wouldn't typically share this, so don't go blabbing about it. I dreamt that story, like watching a movie in my sleep. When I was just a little girl, years before my father sunk his blade into my skin. Good God, Britt, don't call me out like that. I've never been able to shake it. That's a very adult story for a child to dream. Do you believe? Do you believe me? Of course I believe you. I have no reason not to. I know we just met, but yes, I do believe you. The way you told that story, it clearly comes from someplace deep. Fool! Who taught you to trust a stranger? You're going to get hurt if you don't learn to take better care of yourself. You've got me wondering, do I believe you if you believe her or not? And if I know everything, because trust me, I do know everything, don't I already know the answer to my own question about if I believe your answer to Spirit's question? Who cares is awful. Whoa. The ocean air got me tripping. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract us both. What's important is that a certain corpsey cutie floating in the cloud of magical mist might still be wanting for you to say the right thing and free her from her puzzle box. If you believe that she is the... Damn it, got me going again. Unfortunately, before you can follow this conundrum to what will surely be a mind-numbing cycle of new questions, you find a certain someone staring before you with a fresh towel ready to dry you off. Right, Celia? Right? Sorry, kids, but it's time for bed. I might be the youngest one here, but I am no kid. However, I love being wrapped in a fresh, clean towel. My mother used to help me wash my hair when I was young. She'd comb out all the tangles and tie a ribbon around it before sending me on my way. I miss her. You watch as Spirit stares off into the distance, her hand gripping into a tight fist. She doesn't notice you are watching at first. When she catches you looking, she turns away, roughly grabs the towel from Dwight, and then pushes him and Claudette aside as she floats off. Rooster blocks? What are rooster blocks? Oh, I see what you're... Yeah, Claudette and Dwight, they are LER. You head over to the campfire. The heat is comforting on this chilly night. Looking into the crackling embers, you think about Spirit's story about the prisoner in the puzzle box. If you manage to escape this place, will you leave with your life? Or has it already been taken from you, and it's just a matter of time until you make a gruesome discovery? Before you can dwell on it too much on your fate, Claudette and Dwight arrive. Their now familiar, creepy smile stretching from ear to ear. It's a bit menacing to see a smile like that lit by a fire. We must apologize for the accommodations. We weren't prepared for another guest, but we're going to make you comfortable, or die trying. They hand over a pillow and blanket and welcome you to snuggle up by the fire. Perhaps some music will put you at ease. Just try to keep the volume to a minimum. Our other guests aren't the type you'll want to rob of their beauty sleep. Ready. Ready? This is a game? Away we go! As you relax and look into the fire, the radio begins to fuzz and flicker. You examine it and decide that you might adjust the dial to fix it. 94. Let's see what's on this station. I think I clearly picked the best radio station, honestly. Let's try 102. Listen more. One more. Let's go with 90. $98. one's so faint, it's hard to read.
On a stroll down memory lane. Behavior's been making games for about 30 years.
It's a behavior interview.
Licenses and other publishers and developers. But all of us on the team, we have our own stories we want to tell. And one of those stories that we've been wanting to tell for a long time is the story of this fantasy, being a villain in a horror movie. Way back when, a decade or so ago, people were telling
That's
us
amazing.
horror doesn't sell. I mean, unless you're like the big ones, like
All right,
Silent Hill.
listen more. We'll go with 98.
But
And we will turn that off. No matter how many things you listen to, you still can't sleep. You decide to ask one of the killers to spend a little bit more time with you until you're sleepier. Who would you like to summon to your side as you lay by the fire? Been putting a lot of work in the spirit. Let's keep going. Spirit, are you around? I was wondering if I could get a little company. Spirit tells you her secret for falling asleep when she feels restless. I like to listen to flute music, dab on some essential oils, and steam my pores. Really? What? Even the dead like to relax. I don't really have any of those things around. Ooh, hairbrush. Spirit reaches out and presents you with a unique item. It's a small comb carved from bamboo. I guess you could hold on to this. It was a gift from my mother. I will want it back, though. And if you lose it, well, you'll get your revenge. You'll get your revenge on me? If it's the last thing I do. You finally start feeling sleepy, except maybe this isn't like really a sleepy feeling. Maybe you're paralyzed. You try to keep your eyes open, but you can't. Darkness overtakes you. The dark voice from earlier speaks to you again. It shouldn't still be as spooky. By now you've had a whole day of strange voices in your head, but this one is still undeniably odd. The human body is made up of 60% water, didn't you know that? Of course, you did. Everyone knows that. Even amnesic video game protagonists. Well, guess what? Drink as much as you like. You'll never get to 100%. You hear me? Don't think I don't see what you're up to. You awake suddenly to see someone looming over you. Wraith stares at you awkwardly. He says nothing, just stares. You look around to see if there's something going on behind you or on the other side, but nope, just staring. Oh, you're awake. I saw you with the spirit right before bedtime. Are you making some sort of, alliance? Are you with... Wraith scans the horizon. Them. I'm just making sure you are who you say you are. I've been burned before, and something seems off on this island since you've arrived. Even more off than usual. Maybe we could talk about this tomorrow. It's just, since you just got here, I think we could have a really nice day tomorrow. Together. It's just, you have no idea how long I've been here with these monsters. To be honest, I have no idea either. They're just awful, boring and loud and stupid. You're different. There's finally someone here on my level. You're thoughtful, interesting, gentle. I think we could, you know, have fun. I could show you some cool stuff if you want. If you don't, that's totally cool. I get it. No pressure. In fact, probably just forget I was here. Good night. Wraith's a creep. Finally a rune for this time, maybe. You drift off to sleep again. Hopefully you're not poisoned. Yeah, he's trying to be uwu cute. Wait a second. Where are we? This isn't. Oh, geez, it is. It's one of those reality show confessional rooms where all of the contestants talk directly to the camera. I think today went pretty well. There are some of my first interactions with somebody who isn't apparent that I didn't end in bloodshed or untimely perishing in my Russian cottage. So I'm counting today as a win no matter what happens. What do I think of the newcomer? Do I have to say? Oh, I do? Attractive, mysterious. I really don't know that many other words since I was raised by my mom in the woods until she was skewered by an elk, and I had to wash her entrails off of my sarafan. That being said, the other three should make sure to be on their guard. I don't know who this newcomer will want to spend time with tomorrow, but I, for one, will not let my guard down so easily. Who knows about the others? Wraith, I think, knows more than he's letting on about this place. But he's hard not to crack. Meanwhile, Spirit is just screaming all the time. Major buzzkill. Trapper, oof. Where do I even begin about Trapper? He's buff, sure, but daddy issues much? Sheesh. Look, I don't need anyone. I've been perfectly fine on my own. Oh, shit. Shit. That being said, something about the newcomer makes me think that I might be missing out on some huge part of this thing called life. If I'm being honest, I just want to kill just about every person I meet within a few minutes of meeting them. Even the few people I can't tolerate, I want to see suffer for a long time before I kill them. But this person, ooh, for some reason I would like them to continue living. For now, one false step and... Well, you know, everyone calls me Trapper for a reason, and they better call me Trapper. I swear if I watch this later and you listen to me as a Evan, I'm gonna kill the Chiron guy. I don't really care. This island is full of people who don't really like me, so that's one more. So what's one more? I don't want to get distracted from my plans anyway. I know that everyone thinks of me as a beautiful, cold-blooded monster. I can't help it, circulation just isn't my thing. I don't choose to be cold. This cute hat and robe, okay? Those are a choice, however. If someone were to come around and capture my heart, at least that beats being stabbed in it. Besides, if I'm going to get bloody revenge on society that has used me as a thrown me away, maybe it wouldn't hurt to have a little help. Still alive. Got the achievement still alive. We love that. We love that. Alright. You open your eyes, the sun is shining, there's not a cloud in the sky, and you feel great, totally well rested. You're not even suspicious of the fact that you fell asleep by a campfire, but woke up several yards down the beach. Wait, are you on vacation? Was yesterday nothing more than a strange dream? No, not a dream. You really are here for another day. Why, I have no idea. You're obviously a weirdo. Speaking of weirdos, I see the rest of the gang is hanging out on the beach. This is definitely not a dream beach. This is definitely not a dream. I wouldn't rule out a nightmare just yet, though. At least they make a sexy bunch, no? And talk about sexy, here comes Trickster carrying coffee! Morning, beautiful! I thought you might like a cup of joe to start this incredible day off. There's the poison, maybe. Trickster seems suspiciously cheerful. I'm sure there's nothing nefarious behind this joyful demeanor, though. Everyone knows musicians are morning people. I also want to wish you luck. Today's an important one. My only regret is I won't be a bigger part of it. Budgeting issues. Psh. Also, I'm just swamped with engagements, especially on the other island. Trickster winks at you. If you want to ask him how to reach the other island, now is the time. Oh, never mind, he left. Well, at least he brought me a cup of, No, wait, don't drink that! What the hell was that? They don't call him the Trickster because he's good at skateboarding. And he definitely didn't get that name because he brings people drinks so that they can have a good morning. That was almost certainly not coffee, and I don't want anyone casually poisoning, imprisoning, or torturing you. Yet. This is supposed to be a tropical paradise, the type of place that you give a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 2 thumbs up, review it, not an eternal prison of pain. And please make sure to leave a review. It really helps me with the algorithm. By the way, guys, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps me with the algorithm. Just trust me, I'm looking out for you, so we can please move on. Hey, wait a second. How did a possibly omniscient, possible unreliable narrator physically just knock that coffee out of your hand? This is not Parliament, and the floor does not recognize the ocean to speak out of turn at this moment. I need no recognition, for I am the ocean. I dominate the land. I submerge those who defy me and become their watery grave. Actually, speaking of graves, I would like to say something of grave importance. Fine, go ahead. Even if this place is an eternal prison of pain, I am not saying it is. Even if a place of extreme horror can still receive a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10 thumbs up review if it was crafted with love and or that's the type of thing you're into. You know, the ocean's right. A lot of hard work goes into a place like this. You should really judge it on the artist's intent. And whenever possible, start from the mindset of giving them the benefit of the doubt. Constructing these elaborate simulations, vacations, is not easy to do. Sometimes there are small budgets, bugs, or inconsistencies, but that's just the nature of the process. Perfection is overrated. The universe is filled with mysteries. Is this behavior's way of somewhat saying that Dead by Daylight, we should just accept the bugs? We ought to celebrate those who venture to bare their souls as part of a creative process with the ultimate intent of making things for our enjoyment, not being overly critical of them. Are you two trying to sell me on this place actually being good? You don't have to say it like that, especially after I saved you from that poorly made cup of coffee. Sorry, we should have been here 5 minutes ago. They always do this thing in second morning. Sad reality. Even if they do make some great points. Oh, sure, they make great points, I agree. Can we please move on? Yes, of course, apologies, Billy. For the last few minutes aside, have you been enjoying your time here on the island? I'm not suspicious about that there is no option. Yes, it's been really entertaining. How else could I describe my stay on this island besides really entertaining? Wow, 10 stars, here we come! Can someone remind me to skip this section next time? Nope. We do need to ask one more question, though. We all had to sign away our rights to say anything negative about this place. Would you please sign this non-disparaging agreement? Yeah, whatever. I don't read the fine print anyway on anything, so might as well sign my soul away. Yes, I would hereby agree to participate in a verbal contract stating that I, Billy, will never say anything negative about my stay here on the island. Perfect! Delightful! Excellent! Yes, yes! Hey, Billy, it's totally cool if you want to have constructive feedback. The place to leave that is in a positive review, because we all know that nobody reads negative reviews of games or resorts like this. Anyway, I see Dwight and Claudette have gone into a trance, and with the grumbling I hear from your belly, that can only mean one thing. Breakfast! Perfect timing. Everyone rolls into the dining area to lard up those sexy little bellies with pancakes and bacon and, well, so much for maintaining these beach bods. We're all half naked in a tropical paradise. Can we get some strawberries here? A yogurt, magic powders will only get you so far. Even killers watch their sodium intake. You take a place and sit down, thinking about yesterday and the whirlwind of feelings you experienced. Danger, dread, disorientation, It was like going through puberty again, except all in one day on a beautiful and mysterious island. It looks like you're not the only one doing some introspection, though. Trapper stands up to talk about how his day went, in case anybody was wondering. Personally, I wasn't. Oh, I'll be honest. I didn't expect you to survive yesterday, so congrats, I guess. Whether you survive today is 50-50 at best. Good luck. Well, that was bizarre. Back to your breakfast. Nope. Now Huntress steps up to talk about her feelings. At this point, anything could happen. I'm open to all possibilities that this strange island has in store. How open-minded. Oh, well, that surely must be it. No one else would weirdly stand up to up during breakfast, too. And just like that, here comes the spirit. Did everyone sleep well? I did. Or should I say, did not. I haven't slept in 20 years on account of the whole burning quest for familial revenge thing. And last night was no different. So in that case, it was exactly how it should be. Got a lot of reading done, though. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go back to quietly resenting being trapped here with you all, while looking cute doing it. Guessing Wraith has had enough time to work up the courage to speak in front of the group. Ah, perfect, there he is. Take us home, Wraith. I'm glad the introduction of Billy to our island paradise, and yeah, that was in quotations, didn't distract me from my normal routine of ignoring all of you and vice versa. This place is an eternal prison of suspicion and suffering, and no one cares. I'm still the only one asking any questions. I'm asking questions too, brother. It's when will the race shut up? Hey, hey, hey. And now they're all looking at you expectantly. Wait, are you supposed to stand up and explain how yesterday made you feel? I think I need to process everything by myself. I'll see you all soon. Damn! What a power play. Keep them waiting for more. You're getting good at this game. Or, sexy true life experience. Shame you didn't get to eat any breakfast, though, but, you know, so be it. After breakfast, you head to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was, in short, a lot. Before you get there, though, something catches your attention. You hear that? Who are you addressing, me? Well, yeah, I guess. That is okay, right? You know, I might be pursuing a relationship with one of these 4 kind killers, but it feels like the person I'm getting to know the most is you, narrator. That would be so hard to do because of licensing, but I am all for that. She would be perfect. Oh, for sure. For sure. It's only okay in so much as it serves to illustrate that you've lost your mind, seeing how I'm not real and all. Yeah, I heard it this time. I think it's coming from behind the pool shed. Oh my. Oh my. Is me narrating this gonna make me blush? No, no, stick it in there. A little more, a little bit more. Oh yeah, that's it, yes. How does it feel? Intense. Nice. Yeah, that feels right. This is uncomfortable, and you're telling me. Now I want you to take that and put it right. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Just like that. Exactly like that. I swear I had no idea these two even do, whatever it is that they're doing. I'm afraid to look. Please, say something so they know you're close by and can hear everything. Thanks, I hate it, game. Oh wow! Look at that Cooper's super cool bottle of Trickster brand suntan lotion somebody left on a chair. Anyone know where I can buy some? Damn it! Aw, come on, a little privacy, please. Dwight is panting, and Claudette has a crazed look in her eye. Sorry, I didn't know how else to let you know I was here, and that I could hear you, well, you know. No, what? What do you think we were doing? You were doing, I don't exactly know what you were doing, but it sounded like, fun? Do you think two people trying to find new ways to kill each other on a in a desperate search to make their own death permanent is fun? Oops. We get 5 minutes to ourselves every day, and we spend it hoping if we stab each other just right, just in the right spot, we won't get resurrected. I've come to believe that the key is finding the exact place we need to bleed out from, and I believe that this place is our appendix. Why else would it be here? Makes sense to me. Did you actually think we were... me and him, Dwight? You don't have to laugh that hard. They get it. My life is a nightmare, and yet somehow it never been worse than right now. Let's go, Lever Boy. I did all of our entry runes, and our 5 minutes is up. Good luck, Billy. You're going to need it. And hey, if you figure out how to escape this island, please make sure your ghost tells us how. That was both a tragedy and a comedy. A cragmedy. Shut up, I like it. Anyway, where are we? Oh yeah. You're heading to the hot tub by yourself to clear your head. Yesterday was inshort a lot. So for today has been exhausting too. But you are dedicated to achieving a true centered sense of calm. No drama, no bullshit, just soaking up sun in a heated pool. Today, you're on a date with you. Ooh, I like that. I want to be on a date with me. Who would make the first move? And aside from that disturbing thought, all is going according to plan until a shadow blocks your precious sun. Spiky tips, like the palm tree, is bending over to screw with you. But it's not a tree at all. It's... Hey, babe! Breakfast was weird, huh? Everyone's just getting up and announcing how they feel. What's that about? Some forced kind of check-in with the group. I don't like it. Fishy and kind of lazy. Whatever, though. Breakfast is dumb. No one should eat before noon or after 4 p.m. Yeah, I do intermittent fasting. You've seen my abs, by the way. Maybe you can see them later at a private stage on the other island. You know, IP Island, where all the Hollywood celebs hang out. If you want to play your cards right, I could give you a private show. Catch you around. His abs are pretty amazing, you gotta give him that. And the blow-up bat, threatening and adorable. Makes for such an interesting silhouette. Genius design. He's a psychopath just like the rest of them. You don't gotta give him anything, and we're not best friends. Just because we had a little talk about doing a little talking, it's not an open invitation to go smashing the fourth wall every 5 seconds. Intermittent fasting is the only thing that works for me, okay? Okay, now that that guy is gone, and we've got some ground rules established that we're definitely going to abide by, it's time to lay back, take some deep, slow breaths, and, nope, another shadow. These people will not leave you alone. Let's see who it is this time. Oh, it's Spirit. That checks out. You two have been gotten pretty cozy. We should get out of here. I know a place that brings a welcome darkness to this tropical nightmare. Best of all, I'm the only one that seems to know about it, so we won't be bothered there. I don't even know why I'm telling you, really. It's my private spot. But I guess I've got a feeling that you'll appreciate it in the way that I do. Not like these other killers. They don't get me. But I'll get them. Oh, I'll get them all right. And I'll get my father, too. And punish him for what he did to my mother and me. Spirit radiates a menacing aura, waving around her sword in the air as if she threatens, well, the entire universe. It's scary, and more than a little hot if you get turned on by menacing. Look, at this time on Murderer's Island... Look, all this time on Murderer's Island has gotten us both a little confused about things. I'm choosing to lean into it. I suggest you do the same. You've seen her get mad, which is probably enough to scare you into compliance, but you've also seen that there's more sensitive side hiding within her. Which one do you think will win out? You consider her offer, but before you can decide if you want to go off with Spirit, Huntress interjects. I guess you could go off with Spirit today. She seems pretty cool about it. I think we weren't here on this island vying against each other for your attention. We might actually be friends. We might have something, though, you and I. I couldn't let you go off to her goth lighthouse without speaking up first. Yeah, I know her little secret spot. I see everything through the holes in this adorable mask. So my offer stands. We can still hang out today. Plenty of room at my cabin, wink wink. It's pretty cute that Huntress thinks she has to say wink wink out loud. The mask barely even hides her face. Tough choice. You weigh your options pretty quickly because you can only go on a one date today, and you also don't want to be hacked to pieces for saying the wrong thing. It's always good to remember that these are cold-blooded killers. But you know what they say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. And then die a horrible, wretched, writhing death after drinking it because the lemons were poisoned all along. Sorry, this island has really got me tilted. So, who will it be? Obviously, Spirit. I gotta go with Spirit. You've made the correct decision. But know this, just because you picked me doesn't mean I'm going to slobber all over you like a dog, understand? Well, of course, You've still got a lot to prove to me. I want to believe that our connection is real, but I've been hurt before. Literally. With a katana. A katana that I now wield in spectral form, you feel me? Because you will feel me if you try any of that macho trapper crap. Yeah, I feel you. Before you ask Claudette and Dwight to clarify, I'll just let you know that yes, it is too late to change your answer now. You and the Spirit arrive at the coast overlooking the Black Lighthouse. It's old and decrepit, but still impressive. There's something magnetic about it. You can see why the Spirit would be drawn to such a place. You look Spirit up and down and notice she's wearing all black, just like the lighthouse. I'm noticing a bit of a theme. Is black your favorite color? Black isn't really a color of all. It's the absence of color. It's a void. Like me. Spirit smiles. Nature abhors a vacuum. You're not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but the lapping waves on the shore of the coast set a romantic tone. The fog that surrounds Spirit everywhere she goes blends perfectly with the mist rolling up over the rocky shoreline. She's at one place with this, and so are you. The peace doesn't last too long, however, as the lighthouse lets out an eerie howl, like a monster dying. A spiraling black light stretches across the sky. The Spirit has to yell at you just to be heard. Oh yeah, it does that! The light and sound recede, and the two of you sit in silence. Spirit lays the towel down and then pats on it gently. Clearly, she wants your company, so you oblige. When you do, she takes out some sunscreen and hands it to you. You're not exactly sure what to do with it. Is this an invitation to get a little hands-on action? What else could it be? Yeah, let's just... She doesn't like the macho shit. She wants, class, but she also doesn't want to be rejected. Thanks. Thanks, I forgot to bring my own when I, lost my memory and fell into the ocean. No problem, I figured as much. Spirit turns away while you slather lotion all over your body. You need help reaching those difficult spots. You see a hand floating around your back. Yeah, sure, why not? Sure, why not? Spirit's hand on your back are ice cold, but she has a soft touch. When she's done, she takes care of herself. You watch as Spirit applies sunscreen to herself in the most intriguing way, by floating her own hand around her back to spread it on. Comment on her floating hand ability. The fact that your hand just floats around you like that, you can reach things way easier than I can. It's almost like you're some kind of superhero. I'm glad you get a kick out of it, but floating severed limbs isn't exactly the type of superpower you think to wish for as a kid. I'd much rather be able to read minds, but then I understand why some people act the way they do. Tell her you're actually jealous. Is the jealous a double entendre? Am I jealous that I'm not the one rubbing lotion on her back, or am I jealous of her her floating limb ability? Let's go with the jealous. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, but I'm honestly jealous. Maybe you should... No! Maybe you should lighten up! You know what? I've got just the cure for jealousy. This should cure you in no time at all. I will show you exactly what it feels like to be me. Oh, man. Try again. I didn't mean... Like, I had it in my mind that it was in a few different directions. Yeah, exactly. You look the spirit up and down and notice that you've been wearing all black. Yep, black, 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 black. Vacuum, yep. Lapping waves, peace. Does that, the lighthouse cries. Thanks. Please. Thank you. That is a death indeed. Okay, let's get to know her better. Ask about the shards of glass sticking out from her. So, if you don't mind, what's the deal with all those shards of glass sticking out from all over your body? So you really want to know? You're not creeped out by them? You're not creeped out, just nervous because you know the answer might be very personal, but she's a person you want to get to know. Okay. Nailed it. I was just thinking about what you must have gone through to end up like that. It had to have been horrible. It was worse than death, at least death ends eventually. But I wouldn't want to forget it. It literally made me who I am right now. Truth is, I could pull all of these bits of glass out that are stuck in my flesh right now if I wanted to, but I don't want to. Each shard is a reminder of what my father did to me, and what the world did to him. That's why I refuse to play the universe's game. I hate the idea that I'll be forced to succumb to the pressure the way he did in the end. The way that fear and anger filled him up and then came out bursting, the way his misery flooded our home and drowned us all. Yeesh. It's hard not to think about revenge. The dragon inside me. It's doing to me what the world did to him. I have to fight it, even though it gives me strength. I must control it. You're stronger than he ever was, I'm sure of it. I appreciate that, Billy. I suppose a little help isn't a bad thing in life. In love, this world is a lot to endure alone. Maybe I could use a little assistance reaching my delicate toes with a bit of lotion. Oh no. Oh no, guys. Please no. Don't let this go where I think it's going. You know, having your body contorted into these vengeful poses really does a number on my joints. It rubs the lotion on its skin. Ready. Perfect. 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 Not bad, okay. Perfect. If I'm gonna go for the feet, I'm gonna do the best damn job with the feet that I possibly can, okay? Well, I suppose that the lotion made it to where it was supposed to go eventually. And you weren't too incredibly wasteful. I'm not a woman who believes in rushing through things just to get the job done. And there is next time. I'm sure you'll do even better. You look up at the lighthouse, its ominous dark form hovering above this moment between Spirit and yourself. Evil as it clearly is, in this case, it does you a solid by blurting out another ominous moan and burst of black light that rescues you from this awkward silence. From seemingly out of nowhere, an ancient-looking ship appears in the water. It glows itself a thing of death, a spirit of the ship that once sailed the seas centuries ago. Its tattered black flag whips in the ocean air above the ship as it careens towards the shore. Before crashing on the rocks, it must have been drawn in by the lighthouse. You hear the distant shouting of sailors as the old wooden ghost ship breaks up and sinks into the water. Oh right, it does that sometimes too. Should we do something? Nah, these sharks will take care of it. Within a minute, the ocean is quiet again except for the waves. Note to self, hungry sharks. But these time-traveling pirates, or whoever they were, you're half sure you saw one of those skulls and crossbow flags, aren't the only ones drawn here today. It's Wraith! He has emerged from the palm trees behind you. I did not come here to break up your date or something. I came here for that. Wraith points to the lighthouse. It is indifferent to his attention. I've been seeing it in my dreams, shining its strange light on me. I can't avoid it. Through woods and walls, nothing seems to stop it from reaching me. Duh, it's a haunted lighthouse. It does that to everyone at some point. You're no more special than me, this dead pirate, or that mermaid I saw washed up on shore that one time. Ew. Mermaids, by the way, aren't even close to as beautiful in person as they are in the movies. More sea witch than underwater princess, if you get my drift. It's all part of a vast conspiracy, an epic river of lies that runs beneath the island or something. I'm pretty sure I figured it out. The basics, anyhow. If you come with me, you can get cut. Spirit waves her katana, nearly trimming a couple buttons off the Wraith's tropical top. He takes the hint and backs away a few steps, slowly. For the quiet guy, he really never shuts up. Okay, be that way. You'll see. Alone at last, the tension broke. Deathly moans quiet, and Wraith vanished back to wherever he hangs out. You scooch closer to the Wraith, breathing in the damp, foggy air that seems to emanate from her. It's not quite clear how the whole fog thing works, but you don't even care. You're feeling this moment. The spirit seems to be feeling it too. She starts to adjust her robe. You get a peek at the bathing suit beneath. For some reason, For someone who seems intent on proving how little she cares about what everyone else thinks, she puts a lot of work into getting into that suit. It's got straps for days. However, you're so focused on what's happening with Spirit, you don't see the next interruption coming. Claudette and Dwight burst in on you and interrupt whatever you're doing. It doesn't seem like they were worried they'd bump into much. We're here to make a very dramatic announcement! Well, technically, we're here to invite you to just join us back at the beach, where we'll be making a very dramatic announcement! It's hard to being producers and the host. Aren't survivors supposed to work in groups of 4? When you arrive at the beach, you realize you were set up. Despite promising an announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand quiet. This isn't at all what you were promised. Wait a minute. There's no announcement here. But there is a me! Uh-oh. You got mud in your ears, friend. I told you to get lost. Don't you see? Lost in what I am, and so are you. But I know a way out. I've got a map back in my secret lair, literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. That's where you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of the night with me instead. You've got a secret lair? Damn it! Who said anything about a secret lair? I've got, sap in my secret, hair. There's a flap on my, secret, chair. Don't change the subject. Don't ask me what he's talking about. You're trying to make a mess out of the first nice day I've had in I don't know how long, because it's not even clear what year it is, but, in a while. I'm not about to be ditched for the likes of you. And I'm not messing things up, like I keep trying to tell you. It's the dang island. I've come to accept a difficult truth. What's happening here? Well, I'm convinced that it's our fate. It's not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it will be. There's no use fighting it. What would you even know about fighting? All you know is hiding in your spooky little secret hair and crying like a baby while ringing a little bell. You don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was a born fighter. A dragon lives inside me. I can't not fight, even when all I might want to do is hide. Don't you see this giant hat? It's a metaphor. If I don't have my fate is to win every fight that comes my way. Got it? Folks? Oh, you hide. I've seen you hide. You do your phrase walking routine. What do you call it? It's basically cloaking. And we all know that cloaking is a type of hiding. Folks. You cloak. I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out in the open. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about, but this sure sounds like some video game community forum thread minutia, if there ever was such a thing. Not even you know about that either. It sure doesn't seem like Dwight and Claudette are going to stop this, so it's on you. Ahem. I think I was brought here to make this choice, so I'm going to do this now. And I choose... Get out of here, Wraith. When it comes down to it, neither of these two seem easy to love. I mean, damn, Spirit literally has a broken glass shard sticking out of her, but she has a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, if it's my fate to end up on this island, well, to hell with fate, really. And don't take it the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All that second-guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. No offense taken, but yeah, okay, that's true. I can be a little awkward, I guess, sometimes. Right, so, I'm gonna stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've gotten enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. Because we know how that would have went. Hold on, I got a photo. Aw, cute puppers. Noctis is using Majora's butt as a pillow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Can you guys see this? Aw. Look how cute. Oh my goodness. I love them. Anyway, back to the game. Spirit walks you around the corner to show you something that she discovered in this place and knew was meant to be connected with her journey. A cherry tree. It is just a small sapling, but it has begun to sprout flowers. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here, in this place. It also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just kind of accept it. As Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze pulls some of the petals off and they come cascading through the air around both of you. How pretty! Cherry blossoms, we love it. Do you know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do you mean? What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being at a celebration of life. People travel a great distance just to be near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they might be, they aren't magical, they're just simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away, and for this reason, they are also a symbol of the fleeting nature of life, of our fragile mortality. In a way, it's the specter of looming death that calls attention to this special moment, to see and appreciate life. How does that duality make you feel, Billy? Empowered. The knowledge of that life and death are a cycle has always given me peace. Accepting the fleeting nature of life, like the beauty of the flowers in the bloom, allows me to appreciate the moment without being too hung up on what comes next. As you explain, Spirit's face begins to look sad to you. You're not sure why. It's not the happiest topic, life and death. But why should it matter? And then it dawns on you, Spirit has been trapped in this ghostly state of death with no hope of cycling back, no rebirth. Her moment of blossoming life has long gone. That scary time of death and decay that comes after the good part. That's Spirit's eternity. I feel like an idiot. I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't even thinking about you, You just answered from your heart. I can't let that bother me. Our priorities are not the same. I have my mission. Most of the fallen cherry blossoms represented the soul of the samurai warrior. Those noble warriors characters. Oh no, Celia, I'm sorry to hear that. Those with noble characters. Those who did not fear death. Those who were killed in the graves, greatest sacrifice to honor the Emperor. Their lives were short, but their purpose gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They stood and faced it. They held their swords and struck down fear. But despite the samurai spirit that lives on in me and my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. This cherry tree is not real. Its petals fall, they soon replenish. It's as if we're instilled here by someone. You watch as Spirit chooses her words carefully. By something with no respect for the balance of life and death. I think I messed that up. We're sorry to interrupt. We're sorry to interrupt. You know we don't believe you, right? Yep. But this time we've got a really good reason. And it has nothing to do with being manipulated by an unseen force, because that's definitely not happening. Nobody accused you of that, but okay. We're just here to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Get it while it's hot! I guess it's time to go, or whatever. Thanks for spending time with me today. I enjoyed it. Me too. Maybe we didn't lose. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And that's not just the remaining anxious sweat from spending the afternoon courting a psycho killer. No, no, no. You're really feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry. I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough gentle ribbing. It's time to get back to business. All the, appetizing singles have arrived to dinner, including the trickster! Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the gag where we cram them all on screen at the same time again, so just believe me, they're all here, and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember them. With your love on the line, everything is being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm as surprised as you are that these 4 are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, Wraith seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart. He throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murder Island, but hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do. Is the least we can do. And heavens know they won't do any better than that. I'm sick of watching everyone else gorge themselves while I'm preoccupied with this, you know? Trying to get to the bottom of this never-ending nightmare, so tonight, none of that. I'm not really hungry anyway, so I say we just do a simple salad, or something. The green kind, not the mayo kind. Mayo is gross. I'm fine with just lettuce. It doesn't have to be fancy. Not iceberg, though. It has no nutritional value. Letting Wraith choose was a mistake, and that's all on us. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share your day with the rest of the group? You've had an interesting day, that's for sure. But how will you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little, and it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there and say nothing. Nothing is not an option. Spirit wouldn't want it brought lively in front of the group anyway. She doesn't really like the group anyway, so we'll be coy. Oh man, maybe I messed up. She might like this. Kind of. It wasn't really a date, more like 2 people avoiding everyone else by choosing to be alone, but doing it in relatively close proximity to each other. Woo! Read the situation properly, look at me go. That's exactly right. Could have not said that better. Couldn't have. What the fuck is this sentence? Holy shit! Couldn't have not said anything of value better myself. Spirit is clearly happy with the way you portrayed your dates. No surprise, she doesn't like people getting into her business. I know this woman. Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everybody eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they are all very tired. Oh wait, no, sorry. They're all dreary supernatural horror thrillers set in Antarctica, not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bony appetit! Don't you mean Bon? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it, even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean up the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust the crumbs off of the table. What would you like to say to the servants? I mean, I have no reason to be mean to them. Let's thank them. Your top-notch service is much appreciated, guys. Everyone, if you would please be so kind as to follow us to the fire pit, we'd greatly appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen, something that will change everything. You can go willingly. You can go willingly or unwillingly. You have no choice. Tough cookie. Did it work, though, Celia? That is the question. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret it now. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean. Not my eyes. Because of, you know, childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everybody starts moving to the fire pit. If only to get away from Wraith's complaining. I think next time I'm actually going to have to go with Wraith just because he's so entertaining. You take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for the other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Will narrator tell a story? I bet they've got a stunningly creative mind. Hey, you think? Are they allowed to simply place the thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing. Nothing happens. Something almost always happens seems to be happening here. So nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh, great. Now everybody is looking at you. So, you know, do something. Should I pick someone to tell a story, or we could play charades? Boggle? Well, we're actually thinking, why don't you tell a story? Wraith points to his spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of its way. Who knows what that thing can do? Probably shoot lasers. Bun, no, 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 no. The only thing me and the Trapper share is a love for scotch, apparently. Try not to bore us, brother. We're just very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. Now, you can't tell if you're warm from the fire or if it's your nerves heating up. I know that the fire is, right here, but maybe if we stop talking about all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here and doesn't, you know, threaten to burn us alive. He's, not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Billy was about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Yeah, let's tell a story. Sure, I'm game to tell a story. I hope it's a mystery! Okay. So what type of story do you want to tell? Yeah, let's just, go with romance. I'll tell a romantic story. I did not click yacht on purpose. I thought it was the secluded getaway. It was at night. That's why I thought so. It was dark. I don't know, man. About two lovers who take poison together and die foaming at the mouth. Or about two strong hunters who meet when they both try to bludgeon the same wily Wolverine. Not quite. It's about my parents. They met at a party in college. He was hosting. She'd been dragged there by some friends. They couldn't have been more different, and yet as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. She made fun of his taste in music, and he took interest in her major, women's studies. They were married within 2 months. Bit too soon to know if you can trust somebody, don't you think? It's so sweet. Exactly. I learned a lot about love from them. If you know, you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with their partner. Love could spark from a mere look across a campfire. Now that you've got their attention, each killer is furiously attempting to catch your eye from across the fire pit. Except for the trickster, who has wandered over to the bar and is loudly playing his own music on the headphones to drown you out. Okay, that was not very good. Not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it was actually just quite bad. Sorry, but this narrator keeps it real. We can't just end there. So who else would you like to hear tell a story from tonight? You look from killer to killer, trying to decide who might be the most entertaining. Do we go with Spirit again? Yes. Yes, we do. I suppose I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say is sure better than whatever you get out of anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this from someone in the past who is dead now and can't do anything about it. It's called The Bride, or technically, I suppose, The Fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would be married. The two were madly in love and could not wait for the snow to melt so they could join in matrimony and unite their souls for eternity. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by our beautifully shabby, chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lilikoi, by the way, so fancy. When it came time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, or fiancé, I should guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toed sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely natural setting for their ceremony, the fiancé decided that she would create unique floral arrangements from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. I like that too, Izzy. I like that a lot. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day, she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found, and prepared to pick them herself the morning of the wedding, so that they'd be at the height of freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the wood she surveyed, the bride, or fiancé, since they had not been married yet, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were, so that she could choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of the big day finally came, the fiancé told her husband-to-be that she had one final errand before the wedding. Excited for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown and set off into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in her basket. However, when she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not as expected. Somehow, it was more beautiful now than it had been before, and just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful she became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up the flower after flower, and every time she did, she noticed just further ahead, and possibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the bride, or fiancé, crept further and further into the woods until she turned a corner, stepping over a mossy fallen tree trunk and realizing she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems into festering moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, now only flies buzzed. Where the scent of flowers had once intoxicated her, the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowy glen she walked, and walked, and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, her family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, and into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wondering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by the never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are. Out there, all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad. Just like someone we know. She is good. I'm... the memes that can come out of some of the other ones, though. Oh man, my throat's starting to get a little bit sore. But the show must go on. 4 days of streaming will do that. How was story time? A lot of people like to take pot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. What do you think it's... When you think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original, but that's why I'm much more of a fan of an episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off of any individual installments and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Tell me, Billy, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. God forbid my small talk get in the way of romantic Twilight moment. Dwight, I'm gonna need you to shut your trap. You know that we need to get back. That thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Oh, okay. You have fun tonight and try not to wink wink end up dead. Why did you say the words wink wink out loud? And what kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Delete the new Star Wars movies? Yeah. You would actually love to know my answer? There's a few, actually. Trying to think. So for like actual horror movies, I didn't think that The Devil's Rejects needed a trilogy. I think The Devil's Rejects and The House of a Thousand Corpses was a good like doubling. I think that 3 from Hell was a not great movie. I would have rather them just died in the shootout. But yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of that. What other movies are kind of bad sequels? For video games, Dead Space 3. That one's an easy one, actually. The new Star Wars movies are entertaining, but if you care about the lore, I can understand where you're upset. I don't hate them as much as a lot of people that are really like into the lore. Twilight didn't need a sequel? Not wrong. Not wrong at all. I'm trying to think. Most sequels really have their place, even if they aren't as good as the OGs. I'll think about it. We can move on with the story. Dwight is physically incapable of winking. Dwight is physically incapable of winking, not since the accident. And you do know that all of these people are despicable criminals with double-digit kill counts, right? No, Celia, Dark Souls 2 is a masterpiece. It has its place, and without it, we wouldn't have gotten amazing, amazing things. I am a lover of Dark Souls 2 through and through. We all know Celia's stance on Dark Souls 2. It's all good. We can all agree to disagree. Well, except for Spirit, she doesn't really belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear somebody trash-talking Spirit? Oh, sorry. Did I hear somebody trash-talking Spirit? Deal me in. That's all good. That's all good. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so I can soak in spod while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough talk of burns. Things that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to be set next to a literal fire. Must I endure being surrounded by such figurative flames as well? No, you're 100% allowed opinions. Absolutely. Absolutely, Celia. And it's not an opinion that isn't echoed by some members of the community. What if we turned and ran away as far as this place would go? Just you and me. Oh, those spindly legs. You'd probably tire out before they got too far. If it's running away to somewhere more secluded Billy is after, they should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. Not that my walking speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move slowly for stealth reasons. It's my own choice, and it's completely logical. Is that a knock at her having a below average hunter speed? Yeah, Celia, no hard feelings. Why is everybody so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that the corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all of your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's trying to be so unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone on, or is it just me? Just like me liking Forspoken, Celia. I know that's an unpopular opinion, but here we are. I'm actually excited about the DLC, and I plan on finishing that game up this week, by the way, guys. It's like she's actually trying to... Oh, sorry. We already read that. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us. Maybe we could all move on with our lives, or, you know, some special projects we might have going on. You heard him. Nah, power stancing and bonfire aesthetics are dope for sure. You heard him. Who will it be? Who will you head off with for evening activities? And I'm just saying, you may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murder Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with that name either. But with this streaming reality TV dating show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer do you pick? And yes, we're back to excluding Trickster because, ugh, that guy. Boop. Spirits. Oh, you picked me. Yay. Sorry, that was rude of me. I despise phoniness, so I should be honest with you. You make for entering company, and I love the idea of winning over these other killers at all costs, even when I hate the game and the prize, but I had a long day. Floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine sweet, sweet revenge. It takes a lot out of me. Am I about to be rejected? So don't stop bringing your A game, alright? It might seem like I hate everything, and I'm getting to really know who I am supposed to is an impossible task not worth trying, but too bad. You won't know unless you search deep in yourself and bring everything you've got. Or just say the exact right thing at the right time and melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here better than you do. See you at the bar, I guess. You arrive at the bar and find Dwight and Claudette both holding cocktail shakers surrounded by a bevy of bottles and assorted booze. Who's ready? Who's ready? This music is a vibe. To get wasted! Well, I don't drink, so, not me. You really don't drink? Like, ever? Is that like because it just falls through a hole in your stomach, or I don't drink alcohol because alcohol is poison of the body and mind, and I don't need to act like a fool to have a good time. Then why did you choose a mixology lesson for your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows that kind of date is just an excuse to get loaded up on booze and make terrible decisions. It's true, not a single person has ever learned anything from one of these. Dwight, that's not true. You learned how to tie a cherry knot in the stem using only your tongue. Whoa, whoa. Who ordered the soda with a splash at my private business? Because that's off menu. Well, I know what I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing, and it doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. I'll have you know that I worked at a restaurant before I was violently executed. By your father, on whom you will have bloody vengeance, right? Right? Well, so be it. How about you, Billy? Do you drink? You know, if she's staying sober, then I will stay sober. I've got the impression that tonight will be a night I want to remember perfectly, so I'm gonna pass on the alcoholic drinks. Here, here. Alcohol is a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. You are 100% right, Spirit. That's why I'm usually always the DD for group activities. You watch as the Spirit picks up a plump cherry and roughly stabs a little plastic sword through it. Cherry juice splatters everywhere, and its little fruity guts flop onto the Spirit's lap. Oopsie. One of the upsides of wearing black, it hardly shows stains. No take backsies. So, lovebirds, what drink shall we make? What's a dark and stormy? I don't know what a dark and stormy is, so I want to learn how to make that. How about a dark and stormy drink for my dark and stormy dates? Okay, that one is cute. Please allow us to demonstrate how a dark and stormy is made. First, rum, or in this case, rum extract, and a bit of pineapple juice is poured over ice. Ooh, that sounds delicious. That sounds delicious. And then fresh ginger beer is added in. Can we just add ginger soda? Or do they mean like ginger ale? Garnish with a lime wheel. This is literally a Mexican mule. I didn't know it was called a dark and stormy. Interesting. Mexican mule is a Moscow mule, but instead of gin, it's tequila. So I guess it is rum. Never mind. It's the rum variant of a Moscow mule. There we go. Mules are so good. This is basically a mule, just with rum. And drink. The end. Do you think you're up to the challenge of replicating the recipe, Billy? Replicating. Rum substitute, ginger beer over ice. Don't forget the lime wheel. Karen likes meals? Hell yeah. Rum substitute and ginger beer over ice with a lime wheel. Not sure I appreciate your tone, but yes, you got it. You're natural. A sassy natural. You and Dwight might have more in common than... Don't you dare. Spirit seems to be in a lovely mood as she sips her dark and stormy. She's not even rolling her eyes at your petty behavior. On cue, a literal dark storm begins to make its way to the ocean front. You taste your own dark and stormy as you watch the clouds approach. It's quite refreshing. Isn't it fun? Honestly, it's the most drama-free fun I've had since I got here. And since you picked such a simple but delicious drink, we've got plenty of time to relax. Wanna make out a little? You breathe in a sip of your drink and immediately begin to cough, before you can get a yes out. Lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach and it immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as Claudette and Dwight usher the two of you away from the bar. The gang's all together again on the volleyball court. Seems like only yesterday you were sitting on the sideline watching everybody get sweaty. That's because it was. Oi. Feels like I've been here a lot longer than that, actually. It's so late that the sun is already beginning to rise. Better get this over with quickly so that you can get some beauty rest. I do not recommend the eternal damnation of perpetual narratordom. Good thing you've really used your time well since then. Really getting to know the gang, the brain, the mogul, the basket case, the psychotic bunny girl. You know, the 4 types of people. Anyways, everybody is gathered on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Picture dream date and see who Billy chooses. Who's ready for round robin? How round are we talking? No, not to eat, Huntress. Each killer gets exactly 2 minutes to tell you all about their dream date they have planned for you tomorrow. In no particular order, which is a weird thing to mention, right? Almost like the order does matter, Wraith. Wraith, why don't you go first? You look like you'd hate that. Stop talking! Sorry. Anyway, Wraith. This music's a slapper. Well, I don't know. I really prefer to just tell Billy privately. I don't really know how that's going to work with all these game mechanics. Or sorry, I don't really know how that's going to work with all these game mechanics. What if you just whisper it to Billy? Wraith considered this for a long time. Too long. That's fine. Without moving, Wraith lowers his voice to barely audible whisper. Tomorrow, we have to find my bell. And then I can finally tell you about what I've been working on. It's going to be really special. The kind of thing where you will all really bond. And maybe finally get off this island. And maybe then we can go on a real date. You done? Is that it? Wraith nods, proud. Great! Huntress, why don't you take it from here? Bill has a nice ASMR mic. Do I really? Did that have ASMR qualities? I'm pretty sure you're actually supposed to use the other type of mic for ASMR. The type that the Yeti is. Tomorrow morning, I plan on a nice atmospheric breakfast on the yacht. Don't worry, Trapper won't even know it's gone. What was that? Nothing, go away. Then, oh boy, I got such an adventure planned. It involves hunting for treasure. What kind of treasure are we looking for? Guess you'll have to pick me to find out. Let me tell ya, it's primo stuff. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to start preparing, because it's clearly already that you're going to pick me. Confident, mysterious, I like it. Trapper, without further ado, would you like to make us all uncomfortable by pushing boundaries of what's unacceptable not only in polite society, but within the narrative of this in-world event, and also the larger meta-narrative of Dead by Daylight dating experience? Celia, you know what? Not wrong. I think I'm kind of picked up on that, and that's kind of why he gets the voice that he did. Sometimes you just gotta say it. Why, yes, thank you, brother. I'd like to. So, Billy, you're thinking about picking me. Well, this is your final warning. Pick me and be punished and rewarded. Tomorrow will suck, probably. I'm not an easy guy to get along with, you know. But I can tell you this much. I'm hiding a secret on this island that will make fans shit themselves with excitement. If you like Trapper, you're gonna love this. And if not, you're a maggot. Also, everyone, even confident, sexy ladies in rabbit masks, better stay the hell away from my yacht. All right, hit us, Spirit. Figuratively. Damn it, Dwight. You gotta watch your words with these people. Tomorrow, you'll spit in the face of God, die, and be reborn anew. That's it. If you're not intrigued by that, I don't want you. Go draw crayon art with Trapper or dig up whatever mysteries with Wraith. I don't know what those guys do all day. Do you want to at least specify which god you'll be spitting in the face of? All of them. Okay then. So hydrate tonight if you intend on hanging with spirits so you can work up plenty of spit. And time's up, everybody. Gosh, you'll need a dream about these options so you're ready to choose in the morning. Now go dream about all these swoon-worthy options so that you're ready to make a choice by dawn. Have a swell night. Did you two forget to mention something? Oh gosh, how could we forget? Before you run off to slumber peacefully, there's one more thing to do. No reality survival dating competition parody would be complete without singling out one of our contestants who is already teetering on the edge of a psychological breakdown and giving them a little push. Hold up, this has to be a survival dating survival dating competition parody this entire time, and I'm just finding out about it now? Come on, the signs were there. You just didn't read them. Welcome to Murderer Island. It's now time to eliminate one of the killers. Oof, it's like a butchering, but it hurts even worse. You can't kill a killer, but you can break their hearts. Do you dare even try? You mean... That's right. Tomorrow, one of these sexy slicers will not be eligible to take you on a date. Who is it gonna be? But why? Because it's dramatic. Because it's surprising. Because it's a classic reversal of fate. And it will hurt someone's feelings. Someone dangerous. So what's it gonna be, champ? What's your thought process here? Trapper seems like he might throttle you in your sleep if you eliminate him. That is true. That being said, at least you'd see him coming. Spirit could be anywhere. She floats. And I hear she can disappear. Hard to track. Yeah, that's what Jake was saying. Because we all float down here. It was the first thing that came to mind. Eek, if you get rid of Wraith, he might cry, and although I totally support normalizing men crying and being vulnerable, it just seems like he might be an ugly crier. Huntress, she might pretend to be okay with it, but then you'll start seeing her behind every tree. What I'm trying to say is, I don't envy you, boss. Which sociopath are you trying to eliminate? Yeah, we're gonna get rid of Wraith. Oh my god! Straight, direct, and to the point. Holy shit! This is kind of coming out of left field. Trapper would kill me. I don't want murdered. Look, I'm here and I'm horny, and I'm not really trying to get and I'm not really getting positive reinforcement with you, Wraithy Poo. Please don't take it personal. It's just my opinion of you and who you are and what you're about deep down as a person and how I don't like it. Like, give me something, you know? A kiss, a wink, hold my hand, finish telling me about all this mystery stuff you're obsessed with. Or better yet, don't. Wraith rises, taller than you've ever seen him, and calmly walks to the exit. Before he leaves, he turns to you. When you came here, I thought perhaps you would be different. I don't know how my last bit of hope in humanity hadn't been snuffed out, but it wasn't. It is now. You are just like the rest of them. There is no hope for goodness here. The only thing I can do is try to escape, or burn everything and everyone to the ground. He leaves. Pretty badass exit. Was not expecting that. Now that you've broken the heart of someone heartless, you should get some shut-eye. And don't worry too much about the broken heart you left behind, because, of course, they'll be receiving a consolation prize. They might not get to go home with Billy when this is all over, but they'll never sleep alone again. That's right, we're sending our eliminated players home with their own mostly new Trickster body pillow. The next best thing to the real Trickster. It might not hug you back, but it definitely won't try and stab you. And how do we know? Because I've tried it. That's right, it's Dwight tested. And Claudette approved. I hope you sleep well tonight, Billy. You're my hero for what you've accomplished. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you've done? No, not because of the guilt. I mean, knowing that there's a legit homicidal maniac who hates you so close by. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you'll do tomorrow? I don't know how you'll do it, but you better go before Dwight and Claudette come back and put you to sleep themselves. You know those two. Schedule, schedule, schedule. Wow, what a crazy way to end the day. An elimination. I didn't even know it was that kind of game. Let's check in with everybody, especially our loser. Everyone deserves his Harper send-off. We'll see how things go tomorrow, I suppose. I'm not expecting anything. I tend to shut my mind off during hard times. I know I seem all excited and devil-may-care, but the truth is, I'm really a pessimist at heart. That tends to happen when your mother is skewered by an elk when you were young. Yeah, how'd you know? Wild guess. It's also the only thing you talk about. If you'll excuse me, I think I saw a raccoon over in that tree, and I'm feeling a bit peckish. I know I said some things when Billy kicked me out to the curb, but I just want to say I'm embarrassed for how I acted. Not what I said, though. I stand by it. I want everybody here to burn. Yep. How would I say things are going? It's a matter of perspective. If Billy's goal is to impress me, things are going poorly. But if Billy's goal is to get themselves killed, they're doing an amazing job. Maybe I should have gotten rid of Trapper. Of course Billy is into me. Why wouldn't he be? I'm thoughtful, beautiful, surrounded by a calming mist. I've also got great hair. And since I'm technically dead, I'm extremely low maintenance. Look, I don't like to throw the term anime waifu around too often, but if the body pillow fits, snuggle it, you know what I mean? What? You're not a part of this. You don't get a confessional. It's cool, man. I'm not part of anything, you feel me? I'm not a cog in anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. This whole thing is pretty cute, though. Charmingly low budget, old school marketing vibes. Not gonna lie, kinda wish I wasn't so busy right now. I'd definitely be down for a reality show type dating competition with the survival element. But I got my new album upcoming tour, finalizations of my sneaker line, producing a limited series of my life, starting my new social media NFT crypto app, and doing these private gigs over in IP Island. My dudes, you've got to come check it out. IP Island, it's dope. It's where the real killers hang out. Fully licensed, no legal drama. Lawyers, take a hike. I'm gonna tell everyone that Trickster said that about them, don't worry. I'm talking your favorite established characters from all over pop culture that can't be seen on this island. Hell, you probably can't even mention them, like Don't you say it. Look, we get it. You're very popular and in demand, but we have a game to get back to, and I don't want to get sued. Ghostface! Come on! Whatever, I don't care. I'm the trickster. See you around, Billy, you too, narrator. I have a name, you know. You do? Yes! Seriously, they do not pay enough attention to deal with these people. Is it my turn? What? No, it's not your turn. You're sentient water. How are you even sitting in that chair? What's a chair? That's the thing that you're getting all wet. Now it's gonna smell like mildew. Okay, rude. Fine, let's just get this over with. It's your turn, Ocean. Do your check-in. Check-in? I was just looking for the bathroom. Bathroom? Are you serious? It's down the hall and to the left. It's okay. Never mind. That's why the chair's wet. Never mind? What does that mean? No, not you two. This wasn't meant to be a confessional time for literally every character in this game. It's okay. We don't have to confess anything. We've just been working our asses off for 2 days straight and wanted to sit down somewhere. This chair is wet. Yeah, I think the ocean just pissed itself. How is that You know what? I don't care. You two are looking pretty pleased with yourselves. I've got something to confess. Oh great, what's it gonna be? You ate glue on the second grade? You cheated in your algebra test once? Watching Wraith get eliminated was the first time in this unending spiral staircase of pain that is my life that I've ever felt a modicum of joy. Every minute that I'm alive is a nightmare. This place, this sun, these sweaty, sugary drinks, sweet sugary drinks. It sounds fun for a long weekend, but for an eternity. The unrelenting rhythm of crashing waves and wailing seagulls. It's like a crescendoing song of evil that makes me question my very foundation of the universe. Why am I here? Why are any of us here? What kind of sentient being would do this? Please erase me from existence. Make it so I was never born. Pull the plug from this experiment. Let my soul be free. Please get me out of this polo shirt. Okay, let's go get some rest, buddy. I don't want to go to bed. Going to bed means that eventually I'll have to wake up. Yikes, huh? That was a weird way to end things. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Let the camera roll long enough and someone's bound to say something crazy. Anyways, seems like everyone had their shot to annoy me tonight, so hit the hay and get some rest. Tomorrow is gonna be a doozy. Soft sunlight warms your skin, nudging you awake. Also, you're using a killer crab as a pillow, which it's sort of okay with. What's that? You don't know about the killer crabs? Oh, right. You didn't go to on that Huntress date. You really missed out. It was thrilling, or I guess it would have been. You'll have to play the game again to get that reference, I suppose. You pull on your beach attire, splash your water on your face. Dwight and Claudette approach. Is that a look on their face excitement or terror? You notice your stomach flutters with butterflies. Someone's in love. Or you've been infected with zombie butterflies in your sleep. It's happened before here. But it's probably the love thing. It's time! Claudette gestures you over to the beach where the killers stand flanked by tiki torches. It's a scene very reminiscent of a TV show you used to hate watching with your ex. Suddenly, the message is clear. You're going to declare your affection for a killer and friend of several other killers. Hey, isn't Trickster supposed to be here? We paid him good money to make a half-assed cameo in the show. I'm gonna chew his agent out! But before they walk over for your big moment, don't think we haven't noticed how kind you've been to us, Billy. It can't really be easy being thrown onto a mysterious island for seemingly no reason, surrounded by terrifying killers and trying to manage your most primal impulses, murder and making out. And you've kept a cool head and treated us, your friendly island hosts, with dignity and respect. So don't tell anyone who told you this, but Claudette and Dwight look around conspiratorially. Just a little hint going forward. Don't try to go all the way with a killer who isn't into you. Relationships are a two-way street, and if you don't have the green light in the other direction, you might end up in the friend zone. Friend zone? That doesn't sound so bad. Where do you think you are exactly? Dead by Daylight doesn't do friends. There are killers and then there are survivors, and I'm afraid we can't say more. Okay, so who's into me? Claudette and Dwight look around conspiratorially again. Well, I've never seen the spirit open up to anyone like she's opened up to you. I've seen her open up the insides of plenty of people, but thankfully for you and for all of us, that's in a different style of game. So are you ready? Of course you're not, but too bad, we're on a schedule. You make your way over to the row of hotties, Claudette and Dwight standing off to the side of the hands behind their backs. It's been 48 hours, but there are clearly sparks in the air. And I'm not just talking about the rusty chainsaw, though I do recommend staying away from the sparks. It's time for our newcomer to confess their love. Wait, I have to do a drum roll for this. No, you don't. Who cares? Billy, who do you choose for your solo date? Can we at least do the flower thing? Dwight! I thought we had an agreement to keep that between us. No, not that flower thing. The thing where the suitor gets a flower as a symbol of the contestant's love and affection. Oh, right, I suppose, but no roses. There's such a cliche at this point. Well, that's good, because I tried to pick a rose and then got the ouchies, so I settled for these. Beautiful. You've done good, Dwight. This is a lovely bouquet. I hope Dwight saved some of these for Claudette. They're a thing, right? You're getting that vibe too? Just me? Sorry. You've got other things to worry about right now. Billy, who do you select to receive these flowers and spend the day with you today? Please don't kill me, Trapper. Please don't kill me, Trapper. Please don't kill me, Trapper. You approach Spirit, peering below the brim of her impressively large hat and into her haunting eyes. Listen, Spirit won my heart because she was immediately part of the Big Hat Gang, obviously. Spirit, since I met you, I've been enchanted by your presence. You've challenged me to be a better person and resist the urge to show me the sharp end of your katana. For that, I thank you. I'm ready to take our relationship to the next level. And we shall. Up to the eye of the dark storm that is our reality, to the lantern room, and for the black, and of the black lighthouse. It's time to see what you're made of, Billy. I thought this might be a nice day to start out on Trapper's yacht before we head up to the Black Lighthouse. Even if I kinda hate this basic tropical vacation stuff like yachts and snorkeling or whatever, that's good for you to see me in the sun at least a little bit at least. There's more to me than what you've already gotten to experience. I know that my whole vibe can be a little dark. The hat, the swimsuit, the plume of floating hair. This wasn't who I always was. I was a normal young woman once. Went to school, hung out with friends. I even had a part-time job working at a restaurant in my town. And then, well, I know what happened. Your father, he murdered me and I awoke as an undead avenger. That's not what I want to get, not what I was getting at. Something else happened to me. I realized I needed to be seen. I don't even know by whom, a lot of time when you think about ghosts, there are these kinds of see-through flickering specters. You imagine reaching out and having your hand go through them. Ooh, like that sort of thing. Maybe there's some warpy effect on the world around you. I don't know. Depends on which movie you're watching. But when I died, well, I dare you to try and reach your hand through me. No, not really. That's not an invitation. It's rhetorical. Why did I end up this way? Who brought me here to this island? Who knows? I sure don't. But I've got my ideas. But I'm not exactly out here digging around in caves or dusting off antiques and trying to find the clues or analyze their meaning. I do want to take this experience seriously, though. I want to give the process a chance. It may be a dumb process, and one that I have extremely little respect for as a person. But you just woke up on a beach with no memories of who you are or where you came from, and rather than freaking out or simply try and swim away, you're giving this a chance. I actually didn't know that swimming away was an option. It's not. However, the fact that you never even tried, I think that means you've got courage, or an open mind, or I don't know, maybe you stuck around because you like someone you met here. Maybe. While you two were getting all deep and philosophically flirty, the yacht pulls up to the shore next to the Black Lighthouse. Last stop, everybody off! There were other stops? Oh no, not on this trip. Of your life! Spirit rolls her eyes and leaves for the shore. I'm just messing around with you. This was the only stop. Nobody here is really looking for our fun, so we have to make it for ourselves. But no, there are no stops. Seriously, go. Race you to the poop deck, Dwight! This ship doesn't even have a poop deck. Oh, it will! What? What does that mean? As you disembark, you see Dwight and Claudette run giggling across the ship. Too bad you can't date those two. They seem like they know how to have a good time. Claudette's weird, man. Claudette's weird. You arrive at the beach near the majestic Black Lighthouse. Its imposing form towers above you. Flock of birds circling lazily, no sense of fear or urgency, as if circling a corpse that hasn't moved in ages. I'm excited about today. See? Spirit places her wrist delicately on your hand and presses her fingers down on your skin. It's cool to the touch, but you feel... Is that the faintest pulse? My blood is absolutely pumping. So, what happens now? Now I show you something that no one has ever seen up close before. Well, no one who has lived to tell about it. We're going there. Spirit points to the top of the lighthouse amongst the circling birds. What's actually up there? Have you seen it? Hey y'all, how's everybody doing today? Certainly seem to be taking the whole elimination thing well. Or maybe this is the opposite of that. Better not bring it up at all and just hope he doesn't completely melt down. Hi, Wraith. You sure seem chipper today. Something strange is definitely going on with this guy. Well, something else strange. Something different than what's usually going on. Wraith takes a deep breath, sucking in the ocean air like it's the greatest air that has ever been sucked. Billy, thank you. Thank you for choosing anyone else to go on a date with today. Alone, again, forever. Ha! This is how I was meant to be. I feel alive. Are you done? Or kind of, on that date you just mentioned. I'm glad you're feeling better, Wraith, but like she said, we're in the middle of something you don't mind. Oh, right. So what you doing heading up in the eye of the lighthouse? I love it up there. You can really see the whole island from up there. In fact, Spirit, I thought you said no one else has been up there and lived to tell about it, but this sounds exactly like telling about it. Technically, I don't think Rafe counts as being alive. I mean, I don't maintain the canon, but... Spirit waves her arms at Wraith from head to toe. And if he's not dead, now he's gonna be when I punish him for interrupting our date. Hey now, we can solve our problems without our hair floating up into a meaningless shape. I'll just be over here, running away, enjoying the view. You know, I think Wraith was kidding about the hole being up there. Honestly, the view isn't even off of the island. What you can see is mostly ocean, on account of it being, you know, a lighthouse. However, that does bring up an interesting point. Regarding your, how do I say? Spirit's hand floats up as she scratches her head contemplatively. You don't usually see her at a loss for words. What's your mortal status? Because despite what your lanky friend seems to think, the lighthouse is not to be trifled with. It's a beacon of death and suffering that brings doom to it from all corners of this world, if not further. Well, duh. You saw a freaking pirate ship seemingly travel through space and time, only to crumble at the rocks beneath the spooky tower. You decide not to point it out, because that wouldn't be too romantic, now would it? I think I'm, alive. I'm here, with you, walking on this beach, feeling the water on my feet, feeling the sun on my skin. Here, with me, the spirit. Does that really make you alive? I guess, I don't know. If you come up with me into the eye of the Black Lighthouse, you may never return. Is that a risk you're willing to take? Because we have something. I won't deny it, I feel it. I'd hate for you to simply turn to ash. If we were to commit right here and now, to figure this out as friends, we could put that risk off for another time. Just be friends? Ouch. Is this her way of letting you down easy? I don't know if I want that friendship. I want you. That's why I chose you. I can't decide this for you. I can only warn you that it might not be safe. You might die up there, and there's nothing I can do about it. Let's go up and maybe die. Sure, we've come this far. Take a deep breath and think about every particle of sea air as it travels into your body and fills your lungs. It may be the last time you have such a thought, but you feel strangely at peace with that information. I don't need another friend. I want something more. I'd risk my life for it. Spirit smirks a quirky, devilish smile. Right this way. Inside the lighthouse is almost pitch black. It was seemingly day when you stepped through here, but inside this place it's like a void. The last thing you see as the final rays of sun leave you is the horrible sight. A petrified body laying on the stairs, reaching not up but down as if it had been crawling. Watch your step. The things we do for love. Ooh, I actually like this. This is nice. When you arrive in the lantern room at the top of the Black Lighthouse, you breathe a sigh of relief. The light is out and seemingly defunct. Dust cakes the room, as though it hasn't been operated in centuries. However, somehow, it was just morning a moment ago, but now it's night? What do you mean a moment ago? We've been standing here looking over the ocean all day. I've really enjoyed the peaceful time together with you, taking in the view, standing in complete silence for hours. It was kind of my perfect date. Really? I don't remember. I just called it a perfect date and you can't be bothered to remember it. What kind of game are you playing with me? I want to remember, it's just for some reason my mind is completely blank, but hey, I'm not dead! Or you're already dead and have been this whole time. That is true. Maybe we'll never know. It doesn't look like the light is working. Even turned off, the light has a power to it. The massive lens reflects moonlight through it, and a subtle sparkle that has a hypnotic effect. Maybe that's where the day went. Staring into the light as the sun fell and the moon rose. Thanks for spending the day with me. I had a really good time. That's, it. Don't get me wrong, this is really cool and all, I just, guess I don't know what I expected. I suppose you thought you were walking into your death, and nothing happened. You might feel a bit anticlimactic. Anyhow, it's time to go. Here, let me just flip on the light for the staircase so it's easier to get down. The staircase still looks pretty dark. Maybe the spirit is interrupted by a strange hum, and then it becomes frighteningly clear to you. The switch wasn't for the stairs, it was for the main lantern. A lantern that is now beginning to power up. The faintest smell of burning begins to reach up to your nose. Oopsies, looks like maybe that switch wasn't for the staircase light at all. Now we see who is really alive and who is really dead, I suppose. It was bound to happen sooner or later. You slam your eyes closed, hoping that somehow not looking at the light itself will protect you. Not sure I see the logic in that, but if it is magic, it kind of defies logic. I want to see it, but I'm a little scared too. Don't look directly into the light. Open your eyes and look only at me, and I'll keep you safe. Okay, let's go. Perfect. 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 Not bad. Not bad. Are you okay? You seem okay. I hope I haven't ruined this by pushing you to do something you weren't meant to do. You're so brave. Maybe not so coordinated, but certainly brave. You're so lucky you'd put yourself through this for me. I'm so lucky you'd put yourself through this for me. It shows that you are real. Despite your attempts to resist, the incredible force... Oh, okay. Whew. Despite your attempts to resist, the incredible force of energy from the Black Lighthouse Lantern Eye refuses to subside. No, it cannot be ignored. And it doesn't matter if you look directly at it or not. In the end, that was just a trivial game. This is real life, and real magic. You stare at it now, and its power penetrates your mind. Hey, been a while. How are things? Doing good? Feeling more dead or alive? Yeah, love will do that to a person. Don't worry, it'll make it sense soon enough. You wake to hear Spirit's muffled voice. You've got a terrible taste in your mouth, like burnt hair. The air feels damp and smells like ash. It takes time for the sound to clear up, but eventually Spirit's words start making sense to you. However, it's clear she's talking to someone else, not you. Okay. You know how sometimes people say it's not you, it's me? Well, this time it is you, and it's also me. I can't believe I thought you would change for me. I can't believe I thought what you were doing was a sacrifice. You never gave up anything for me. Well, today I saw what love looks like, and it looks a whole lot different than this. I don't think you're hearing me, which is weird because I'm practically shouting. Nobody breaks up with Trapper. Nobody. I didn't know they were dating. Weird. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah? Fine. Nobody breaks up with Trapper, but I'm not doing that. I'm dumping. Don't you say it. I'm dumping Evil McMillan, and there's nothing you or he can do about it. It's over between us, Evan. Rinna, The Trapper turns from Spirit and looks directly at you. You realize that you're laying on the ground in some weird tunnel. I think that your shouting woke up Billy. Let's speak up. Can I save? I can't save. Yeah, let's speak up. I'm sorry, I think I'm interrupting something very personal and also quite scary. I swear I wasn't trying to listen in, but I heard a lot. Probably not everything. I think I woke up in the middle. What did you hear? Just you dumping Trapper. We were never together. I mean, we were, together, wink, wink, wink. I know you're wearing a mask, but we can see your eyes. You don't need to say wink, wink, wink out loud. Another reason I am right to have dumped you. You did not. It was mutual. The jig is up, as they say. The jig is, as they say, up. They know you're awake now, and you're going to have to deal with this awkward situation head on. Clearly, I shouldn't be here. You two are having a very personal conversation that I don't need to be involved with. I don't even know how I got here. Not here on this island, or here in this creepy tunnel. As far as the island goes, your guess is as good as mine. As far as this tunnel goes, we brought you here. We? The Trapper and you, but... After the lighthouse light came on, you blacked out on your way down. I thought you might have hit your head or something. It's hard to tell what blood is new and old around here. Either way, I wanted to get you someplace safe, and so I asked the Trapper for help. It's not that I can't carry you, it's just didn't feel like it, you know? I hate anything messing with my shards. Trapper, on the other hand, he loves nothing more than having an unconscious body draped over his shoulder. I could have asked Claudette or Dwight for help, but I don't trust them. But you trust Trapper? Like and trust are two different things. You might think Trapper can be a real jerk, and you'd be right, but you get what you see with him. We brought you down here because we are the only ones who know about this place. It's part of an old tunnel network that connects different places on the island. Hey, what's up, guys? Talking about the island mystery is my favorite topic. I was just in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd pop in. Trapper, you said this was a private. Don't look at me! I didn't tell him about it. Half of the appeal of this spot is getting away from people like him. Well, geez, I can see I'm not wanted. So, you three a throuple now, or, because I gotta say, I didn't get the whole Trapper spirit thing, but hey, if it's not my business, I don't stick my nose in it. We're not a thing! Nobody traps the Trapper! Not with traps or a relationship! And you do realize sticking your nose in our business right now. Wow, so hostile. If you don't want to talk about it, just say so. Anyhow, this tunnel has some very interesting features. If you head about 15 meters down, you'll find get out! Wraith just looks around, just to be doubly sure that Trapper is addressing him. I was just leaving. This island, it's a lonely place, which is great for me. I love to be alone. Trapper, on the other hand, he's quite needy. And after a lot of pursuit, I finally let him catch up on me. And it became, well, I don't know what to call it, a relationship, because somebody really didn't want to have that talk. But we're more than friends. We were more than friends. I dispute the events as told for the record. I don't pursue, I stalk, and I lie in wait. Seeing eye to eye was not one of the things we were good at. So I hate to ask, but did I just look into a refrigerator-sized death lamp? But I did look into a refrigerator-sized death lamp. So I guess I'm more of a glutton for punishment than I thought. What were you good at? Well, for starters... Excuse me, I'll take that question, thank you very much. If you know anything about me now, it's that I'm on a quest. For revenge! Exactly. You might not know, Trapper is a great classic maestro of revenge. Trapper blushes behind the mask. That's one way to compliment a killer. The revenge against friends who turn their back and betray him. Revenge against his father for making him into a monster. Revenge against the barista who wrote Ewan on his cappuccino, knowing his name is actually Evan. For someone who thinks about revenge as much as I do, Trapper is an inspiration. But they say never date your heroes. Good advice, but I don't think that's the saying. And then you came along, Billy. You showed me that it's okay to be lost, to feel pathetic, to push on when you have nothing real to offer anyone. I'm not sure where you got all of that from, but okay. You held a mirror up to my own doubts and fears and showed me that they aren't everything about me. That I can embrace those things, but not be defined by them. You showed me that life and death can be more than just an obsession with revenge and mind-blowing sex on a ground in a dark cave or a dusty old tunnel. Trapper nudges you in the ribs with his elbow. Gross. Clearly appealing to Trapper's better features. Has been a winning strategy for dumping his ass because he seems to be taking it quite well. This whole half-assed dating show parody thing, at first I obviously thought it was a lame idea. That kind of moron thought there was an audience for. But then we spent some time together and I realized there's something actually real there. And I don't want to give up on it. I don't want to give up on us. Listen here, Billy. While you were knocked unconscious by some minor head trauma like a total tweakling, Spirit confided in me that she has real feelings for you. I took it extremely well, naturally, because I trust her and value her opinion. That doesn't mean I trust you. If you want to get to her, you have to go through me first. By passing Trapper's test. Coming to Behavior TV Sunday at 8 p.m. Welcome to Trapper's Test. Answer my questions correctly or die by my hand. Save. Question 1. What's Spirit's real name? The one given to her by her murderous father, which she only lets her real friends call her. It is Rin Yamaoka. Oh, you got that one. Don't celebrate yet. Question number 2. What lives inside the spirits? A dragon. Sure, everybody knows that. They won't be all this easy. Question 3. Where did Spirit work back when she was a normal college girl? Before she was hell-bent on revenge. She worked at a restaurant. Need to take a breath from the Trapper voice. I knew! To think I would date a waitress. Don't tell my father I ever mingled with a help like that. He'd be so disappointed in me. Question 4. What's Spirit's favorite color? Black. Are these questions largely superficial? Sure. Maybe I didn't get to know Spirit very well. Maybe that's why she dumped. Maybe that's why it didn't work out for us. Who knows? Question 5, the final question. You got this, Billy. According to the Spirit, what's worse than being dead? Can you guys help me out with this? It's between the bottom two. Regretting parts of your life or not being seen for who you are. I'm not 100% sure, honestly. I did save, so we can always restart it. I'm trying to think through all the stuff that we talked about. She's hell-bent on revenge. Hard decision. I'm going with the middle one. Fuck! It was the bottom one. Look, you got real close. I want to take a moment to applaud you for doing so well until this now. But that's now not what happened when you get the question wrong on Trapper's test. Say hello to my little blade. If death wasn't enough, the last words you heard before Trapper's weapon slit your entire body in half is an extremely lame catchphrase. Try again. Okay, so it was the bottom one. I was close. I should have realized when she said holding a mirror up and seeing herself for who she is. I should have went with that one. When I pitched Trapper's Test to the Sweets at Behavior TV, they told me there was no room in the budget for a new car to be the grand prize as a given as a final prize for winning. So I killed them all right there on the spot. Well, killing them all, I didn't solve any of the budget problems, and it sure did feel good. I'm telling you this, A, to brag about it, and B, to explain why the only thing you're getting to win is me saying congratulations for passing Trapper's Test. Now that it was some huge challenge, not that it was some huge challenge, I mean, the woman obsessed with a giant light that shines in the dark sky has a chip on her shoulder about being seen. Go figure. You'd probably have guessed, but rules are rules even if I literally made them up on the spot. You got it right. So I guess I approve of you dating Spirit or whatever. I never really cared in the first place. I was just hoping you'd slip up and I'd give me a good excuse to wet my blade with your blood. Maybe I'll find a reason tomorrow. For now, you two have fun. Wink, wink, wink. Trapper out. I'm sorry you had to endure that. What, 5 measly questions? 5 measly questions? It was nothing. Not even that. As ridiculous and unnecessary it was, the whole thing. Waking up in a random tunnel, overhearing our argument, news that Trapper and I had something going on, and the stupid quiz, all of it, especially the whole Trapper out catchphrase. It's only because I actually like you. None of it would have happened if I didn't. And I like you too, Spirit. Please, call me Rin. Rin. I don't really feel like our lighthouse experience was completed. There was something else I wanted to show you. Alone up in the lantern room of the tunnel. Get your mind out of the gutter, Billy. It's not that kind of game. What's that? Hold on a moment. I'm being told, no wait, it is that kind of game. Disregard the gutter comment. Come back up here with me. There's no place I'd rather be. Do I need to get a blur out thing going? You're excited to return to the room of the lighthouse, despite all of the drama and worry that was previously a part of this place for you. More importantly, you're excited to be here with Spirit, which makes it all the more crushing when you're interrupted by the arrival of Claudette and Dwight. Claudette, Dwight, funny seeing you here. Wait, did I say funny? I meant tragic. Tragic? I don't think so. What could be tragic about a family reunion? Those are always joyous occasions in my experience. Before you can explain what is even supposed to mean, the lighthouse begins to howl a low, frightening sound. The lens begins to glow a now familiar way. You prepare to shield your eyes in case something bad happens to you again. Now isn't the time for reality show adjacent shenanigans. Dwight, Claudette, shield your eyes. We don't know what the lighthouse will. Now, please don't interrupt. You don't think after all this time you'd think after all this time you know that we've got the best intentions in mind. Wait, what? No, of course I don't think that. Get the wax out of your ears, friend. I ask you not to interrupt. Too late. The black light flares in the darkness. You see something horrible and strange. In the place of Claudette and Dwight are 2 ghoulish silhouettes. But before you can focus on them, the light passes, and the 2 survivors are returned to their normal state. It's breezy up here. I should have packed a sweater. What in the hairy hell? Hey, watch your language. You shouldn't speak that way. Oni, hello. Around your elders. Grandpa? Oh, my little Rin. You're such a woman now. They grow so fast. What? Billy, meet Grandpa Kazan Yamaoka. Well, technically not just Grandpa. Technically, he's my great-great-great-great-great-grandpa. But that's a lot of greats to say in a row. I haven't seen my little Rin since I watched her from the afterlife when she was just a little girl. And I expected you all to say the greats. I expected you all to say the greats. It's a matter of honor and respect. Except Rin, she can do whatever she wants, my precious little angel. But you... Oni stares at you with his demonic red eyes. You're pretty sure even the decorative third eye on his mask is looking at you. You mongrel, you must treat me with respect, or so help me, I'll be cleaning bits of your head off of my kanabo. The kanabo is like a metal baseball bat covered in spikes, FYI. I'm not sure what a pleasant peasant like you is doing so close to the descendant of a noble Yamaoka bloodline in the first place. Dirk, Claudine, explain what's going on, Dirk, Claudine. It's Dwight, sir, and Claudette, remember? We've explained to you that you were going to come meet with your great-great-great-great-granddaughter, suitor, to give or withhold your approval. 5 greats! Great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, sir, your honor, master, sir. Dwight, he's a samurai, not a judge. Grandpa, they must have summoned you here because they think your great judgment and because they've summoned my father would be too distracted by torturing him for all eternity to continue with the rest of this. Whatever this is. Show, game, experience. Ah, yes. That makes sense. Only a man of my power and magnitude can help. Self-important much. Nice to meet you, Kazan. Only my friends and family call me Kazan. Those who tremble in fear of my presence call me Oni. You're seeing a serious resemblance to Trapper in not only the sheer size of the man that Oni is, but also his attitude, and slightly his voice. Apparently, Spirit has a type. You sure you can, or want to measure up to that? It dawns on you that, wait a second, maybe you do resemble Oni. Every time you've decided to take a look at your own reflection. However, you become dizzy and confused. This definitely deserves more thought, but now's not the time to consider the fact that you might be some kind of hulking vampire with the first ever case of self-blindness. There's a massive samurai mad-dogging you from 2 steps away. Well, you don't scare me at all, so I'll stick with Kazan. Peasant! I realize now that the true purpose of my visit is to extinguish your light. Oni waves his katana in the air at you menacingly. Like great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. Like great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter, apparently. Hold up there, Grandpops. Not so fast. You're only supposed to kill them if they deserve it. First, you should get to know them a little better. Young people these days, always wanting to kill people, insisting they must deserve it. Waiting to kill people. Back in my day, you did what needed to be done because your nobility depended on it. In his day, for such an imposing present, he sure is giving off serious old man yells at clouds vibes. You see, when I was a young man, we didn't have foreigners in our lands, didn't need them. We had an abundance of culture already, a little too much if you ask me. But I didn't make the rules, the rulers did exactly how it should be. Literature, art, commerce, theater, fashion, poetry, puppet shows, ghost stories, courtesans, gambling, fighting, fine dining, fast food, public executions. What were we talking about? Spirit giggles at her great. Okay, I'm not going to say those every time. Oni is great forgetfulness. You wonder, does she even like this guy? She sure hates her father, so... Listen up, old man. We don't have time for you to list every activity available to a samurai in the entirety of the Edo period. Silence, peasant! You're showing your ignorant samurai were forebode from many activities that didn't benefit Bushido code, such as attending certain theatrical performances, for instance. Sometimes, however, a samurai would put on a disguise in order to seek entertainment. Now, I'm not saying I did that because I had honor, and I body built like an entire castle that is quite hard to hide, but clearly you have neither my honor nor my physique. You don't even know about the ins and outs of shifting rules of traditional Japanese samurai etiquette. You fool! Rin, what would you want with such an uneducated admirer as this? I find it hard to believe that any contemporary person knows all that much about who was and wasn't allowed to do what leisure activities over 100 years ago. However, you're not really sure how to handle this massive, demonic old man. Oh, wait, I get it. Sweet Rin, my beautiful descendant, you invited me here to do what you're too kind to do. Bash this jerk's head in. Claude, Doris, fetch me my kanabo. Rin, wrap your robe around this mongrel's head and hold him still. We'll splatter their brains on the beach together as a family. Grandpa, no. That's not why I invited you here at all. In fact, I didn't invite you here. Claudette and Dwight did. Ha 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 ha. Yes, sure. Wink, wink, wink. The whole saying wink out loud thing is getting out of hand. Him and Trapper really do have a lot in common, don't they? I swear, Billy is a good soul and the heart of a warrior. They've fought for my love in their own way, faced down death more than once, and put up with their fair share of nonsense. Nonsense which seems to be endless. Can we, I don't know, wrap this up already? Of course, of course. Who am I to expect any waiting around for my approval? I've only been hanging out as a ghost and watching my bloodline be polluted by cowards and quitters for 5 generations. Just come give me an ancestor-in-law hug. Sword drawn, Oni beckons you closer. There's no way he's ever hugged anyone in his entire life. I think I'm good over here, actually. Rin, now, push them away, and I'll split them in half. The sacrifice of this usurper to the Yamaoka bloodline will surely bring us back to life and set us back on the course of honor. You're so silly, Grandpa. We both know that only one sacrifice can get our family back on track. Revenge on my father, your great-great-great-great-grandson, traitor to the Yamaoka name. Your lust for violence. In your voice, it fills me with joy. I'll never forgive who I am. I suppose if this is the person you want to be with, to go on journeys of bloody revenge with, I should trust your judgment. The strength inside of you blooms from the same cherry tree that was planted centuries ago by our shared ancestors. And if Billy ever treats me poorly, you have my word. On our family's honor, I will wield my katana and gut them like a fish. Tears roll down from behind Oni's demonic mask. You're sure you want to marry into this? The one last word of advice, my dear girl. The father stuff, don't forget it. But maybe stop focusing so specifically and obsessively on it. What he did, it was awful, but it was already done. Do something for yourself. Just my 2 cents. But well, Rin, I will see you again soon. Now let's go, servants. Clint, Bannis, return me to the stables. I assume my dragon has been fed and tended to. Yes, sir, sure. I swear this is better. I swear this is still better than dealing with the trappers. I swear this is still better than dealing with the trappers, Dad. Oh, that's right. We do meet the fathers of each of them as we go through their stories. I'm sorry if I was disrespectful to your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather. He seemed like a very special man. I realized I will never measure up to someone like that, a warrior with a hell of a fashion sense. I mean, that mask, holy. Don't worry, I never expected you to, or wanted you to, really. If all I wanted was the biggest brute alive, I'd be down in Trapper's Cave right now, avoiding his vintage bear traps. That's not the life I have imagined for myself. This sense of abstract duty, anger at the world changing around me, a lust for blood, that's no way to live. And yet, as you know, that is the Yamaoka way of life. Forever, I'm cursed to battle against the dragon that lives inside of me. Or at least maybe I was, until now. Call me the Dragon Taper, baby! Woo! You haven't won this game yet. Please don't ruin it. Sorry, I have no idea where that came from. I think we've spent enough time in this lantern room. We should get back down to the beach. The moonlight sets a romantic mood as storm clouds roll in and surround the Black Lighthouse. You know, the sun might have set, but if we wait long enough, it will rise again. Yo, she took her robe off! Yo! Spirit removes her sheer robe, showing her strappy black bikini. Her pale skin glows under the light of the moon. Maybe you could get a head start on applying tomorrow's sunscreen. Again, I mean, yeah, of course. Last time was, well, I definitely felt more connected to you afterwards. To be totally real with you, because I always try to be real with you, Billy, I kind of just asked you as a goof, but I really enjoyed it. Have a good night, Stevens. Much love, buddy. I swear, though, if you tell anyone about this, I will not be labeled a foot freak. Not that there is anything wrong with feet, it's just that something about that kind of attention really gets people talking. Steady, steady. Yes. Oh, man. Almost. Yes. Yes. Good God, that's so hot. I feel your hands running and sliding up and down my feet and in between my toes. My skin has never been more moist. Get up here right now. Before you can find a towel to wipe off your lotion hands, Spirit grabs you and pulls you in close. Her lips lock onto yours. They're surprisingly soft and warm. The sensation is incredible. At least the foot fetish scene didn't go on for too long. Clouds cover the moon and you find yourself on a beach with Spirit in complete darkness. You can feel the narrow straps of her bathing suit come undone and come to life, snaking through the air, wrapping around your body, lifting you up off of your feet. Come here, you. So this is what it feels like to fly. As Spirit pulls you closer, you feel the bits of glass press into your flesh. Pain and pleasure mix and wash over you like an ocean, salty air stinging your skin as you writhe against your undead lover. The lighthouse howls. In the darkness, you're pretty sure that Spirit lets the dragon inside of her take over. If it kills you, you're sure it will have been all worth it. The clouds part just as you manage to pull yourself, exhausted, away from the Spirit. A chunk of broken glass is lodged in your shoulder. When you pluck it from your skin, it drips blood. Sorry, I think I got stuck to me when I was having the best night of my life. Spirit drags her fingertips over the sharp edge of the glass. Keep it, consider it a memento. I've got plenty more where that came from. Well then, we got lucky with Spirit. Nice. You arrive at the beach to find Claudette and Dwight waiting for you. Now is the time, Billy, to face your destiny. Actually, about that, Billy, can we talk privately? Maybe, not here. Maybe someplace else would be better for this. You know how we feel about schedules, Spirit. Very strongly. And you know how I feel about you telling me what to do. Don't do it. Like I said, I'd rather have a talk with Billy privately. It's not right to do this in front of everyone. You know, from my experience in upper management in my father's mine, I learned that that if you're going to fire someone, it's best to do it in public so they don't freak out. Please, enough fire talk. Wait, you think? No, she couldn't be. They seem so in love. Well, I mean, not really. Spirit is still Spirit. But if I tried to imagine Spirit in love, I suppose she hasn't attempted to murder Billy yet, so... Okay, fine. Your guess is as good as mine. Really, that girl is very hard to read. A word of advice, though, if you're going to end it quickly. In my experience, the more pathetic the creature, the more annoying the final howls are. I don't need any advice. Everyone out! Except for Billy. Did someone say final howls? That's kind of my whole jam. I can stay, right? Especially you. Out. Lame. Alone with the